Hello and welcome to the stream and to number 49.5, and I forgot the 5 in the title, of the Digital Homicides Streamcast. With me, as always, is Lothar. Let me switch over here and unmute. Hi, Lothar.
Hi Triton, hi everyone.
Okay, why am I dark again? I just set it up. Oh my god. Just before I hit the start streaming button, I literally went in here, changed that. There you go. Hey. Hi. Okay.
It finally changed to online.
What? We?
Stream.
Oh, yeah. Was online on my end for most of the time. Alright. We're talking about stuff.
Yeah, we were talking about stuff, but technically speaking, we missed February podcast.
Well, it depends. I mean, if it would be a regular month.
Yeah, okay, one extra day, so already not a ordinary month.
Yeah, it was a weird month, so and last week didn't fit, so we do one now, and we will do one on what was it, 23rd, right?
23rd.
Yeah, so 23rd will be the official episode 50, because that will be the day before the birthday of the group. Why am I actually on on the Sentinel side? So March 24th is the birthday, but that would be the stream would be Sunday, and that would be going into Monday, and yeah, Lothar and my time is a bit different, so that wouldn't work. So we do it on Saturday, but I might just go longer. So yeah, yay, 9 years since 2015. So yeah, that's gonna happen on 23rd. Hey,
9 years, and we saw how specific person went radio silent twice. Hi, Omega.
Hey, Omega.
One of the brothers.
Yeah. I was like, which guy is he talking about? Yeah.
I do remember that I wanted to do an episode on his blog, going through his articles about what he's writing about us and whatnot, but then blog just disappeared.
That's not even there anymore? Are there games still on itch or something?
I think game's still on itch, but blog either empty or something like that. I don't remember. I do remember that I visited it. It was deserted, so I was like, ow.
Yeah, in 5 years of the streamcast. Yeah.
We had a big date last year when we had episode 40 on 4 years of the cast. How the heck having episode 50 on the 5th years that way?
Yeah, well, we did some in between, and we are, correctly speaking, I think we're at 55 or 56 or something.
Yeah.
We did some part 1 episodes and stuff. We were talking about the day after and Helldivers 2 scam, where some devs changed the names of their games to steal money to players. Well, we actually just talked about it a little bit before the stream. And
Yeah, I never heard about it. So for me, it was like, what?
So yeah, there's a good article. Let me actually link that article.
Yeah, do that. I have no idea why my background is funky.
Because Mellow Online from Sentinels of the Store did a really long article about it. And that's including the day after scam and Helldivers and so much more. Apparently, over 800 games have been banned last night or yesterday by Valve. So over 800 games did get the boot, and yeah.
It's actually not the first time when this shit is happening. Specifically, if we're remembering that scam with trade items for TF2, Dota 2, and Counter-Strike Go.
Yeah, well, I think it was just too much and too obvious. Yeah, that much. There have been scams related to several games that have been out lately, like Pal World, and but I guess there might be a lot of those Vampire Survivor clones gone as well, because well, some actually do show effort. They're still copycats, but some actually show effort. But there are a lot of really cheap.
Oh yeah,
Scams.
talking about real cheap copies of Vampire Survivor.
Yeah. Not games that actually took work, like Deep Rock Galactic Survivors or something like that. That
yeah,
actually where you can see, oh, somebody worked there for a few hours,
Specifically when you see AI generated art, and it's like, are you freaking kidding me? You're not going to even buy art. You're just going to throw AI generated stuff that people who saw how AI generating art will recognize instantly.
Did you hear about that Willy Wonka experience in Great Britain? When we're talking about AI, I do have to talk about that. Did you? Okay, your face says, what is he talking about?
I saw something among the lines, but I didn't go into it. I heard, let's say that I heard the name like Willy Wonka incident, but I didn't know, I don't know what it relates to.
They still have that up? Oh my god! How is this still up? Oh, okay. You will see. So this is all AI generated bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Everything on the page, everything around that thing. So if you know Willy Wonka, there are a few movies now, and you kinda have some expectations, like, I don't know, a river of chocolate and, well, brown water, but doesn't matter, stuff like that. Lollipops in oversize and just crazy fantasy candy shit. Just like the AI would also, the AI has a good idea, but holy shit what those people did with it. So yeah, you see all that. I mean, it's obvious that you will not see something like that when you go there, but I mean, the AI doesn't even fit together, the AI art, It's just, wait, let me actually move that a little bit. Maybe some of that. So nothing really fits together. All the text, I'm not even bothering, is all AI generated. Is there? I'm not sure if they actually show pictures of no, they don't. Okay. So yeah, you would expect something from the movies, right?
Well, let's say yes. At least in the movies we had visualizations.
All right, so this is can I look at the full screen? Well, you can see it's a warehouse that's basically, well, it's kind of empty. It's full screen. I don't know where it's full screen.
Ha! I
AI as an inspiration is really good if you make something out of it. But and that's the thing, just using AI doesn't make you an artist or anything. I mean, if you create AI as an inspiration for let's say a game or a movie landscape or something, yeah, okay, sure. If you do it for an experience, maybe tone down the prompts a little bit. Like Willy Wonka worlds for reality and stuff like that. Yeah, I was speechless too. Wait a second, it gets better. You didn't see anything.
Well, I'm looking at that picture. I'm already seeing nothing.
You already saw too much and almost everything, but what do you think that experience would cost? I'm not scrolling because it might be one of the ads.
Where it was?
In Glasgow.
Country. England.
England, yeah. Oh, Scotland. Sorry. Scotland. Sorry. I could just read it.
Great Britain, okay.
No. Yeah. Well, never
mind. Let's say 150 pounds.
Yeah, okay. That's way too much. It's one building. 40 pounds, but that's like, I think 40 pounds, like 60 euros or something like that. And the kids got, at the entrance, they did get something to drink and something to eat. They did get one jelly bean and a quarter of a clear plastic cup of, I don't know, some cheap ass lemonade or something. So yeah, there was no chocolate. They couldn't get any chocolate. There was no chocolate involved in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
20 pounds is an entry. We see that shit. And you getting basically 50 ml cup for with cheap flavored water and no chocolate?
Yeah, you get some Kool-Aid bullshit. I wouldn't even drink that. But yeah, it was built as a celebration of chocolate in all its delightful forms.
Excuse me, why the fuck Scotland and not Bavaria, for example?
We don't really care that much about Willy Wonka. I mean, the movies have been here, but it's nothing really special to us. You're even more special, yeah.
I'm talking about chocolate, not Willy Wonka in particular.
Yeah, okay. Wait, let me...
Willy Wonka is just a name that they used.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, you can see. I don't have audio on anything. You kind of have 3 movies and the scenes in your head. So if I would have gone there with my child and would have seen that, or would have somebody would have
the old movie. Why they didn't try to recreate the old one?
Yeah,
it's already kind of cheaply looking.
They had some really cool props there. It's not like they had no props there. They had some pretty cool props, as you can see. but well, they're just on a concrete floor, and that's not even green artificial grass floor or something, you know? like this,
when
that artificial grass stuff there. That's oh yeah, and then that's the Oompa Loompa in the meth lab. I mean in the factory. That's what they got to drink.
Who left pee on the table? That should be in the laboratory.
Oh yeah,
oh God.
And that's the guy who had to play Willy Wonka. And I saw a video from that guy, and he was like, "Why did they choose me? I'm a good Oompa Loompa, look at me, but who looks at me and says, Willy Wonka? You look at me and say, Oompa Loompa." And that guy with the mirror there was the evil chocolate maker who lives in the wall, which isn't even in any way part of the story of Willy Wonka, you know. The AI wrote something and came up with the evil chocolate maker, whatever that means. So yeah, I would have gone there, and then I would have been okay. First, you give me my money. Second, you pack that shit together and leave, because sorry, nobody's paying for that shit again. That's still open. You can still get tickets for that. How?
Yeah, see, when I estimated more than 100 pounds, I was thinking that it's like not only the tour, but it's like some sort of cabin that you live in like next to the factory or something like that.
Or
like
a
full-fledged weekend experience.
A ride or something. Even a cheap-ass little train ride through tunnels decorated like that. I mean, it takes a few days, and you can make up that shit with papier-mâché, you know?
Yeah. And a few days to paint it all. If you
ask £40, I mean, you might as well invest a few bucks or not. I mean, it wasn't official because it wasn't the Willy Wonka experience, it was just the Wonka experience. So, if I would have done shit like that, I would have done a cooperation with with a bakery for some special stuff where you can have some sandwiches or something, even if it's just stamped with a W or something like that. With some chocolate factory, I would have made some Wonka chocolate. Where's the fucking problem? I mean, you have to invest a bit to make a bit, you know. And if it's
first of all, not everybody lives in Bavaria.
Yeah.
So chocolate factory is kind of bit of a problem for some parts of the countries.
Well, we don't really have chocolate factories here. I'm not sure what you think about South Germany. The rivers are not flowing chocolate and shit like that. I mean, here in my area, we do have some companies who do produce chocolate milk and stuff like that, but they are more milk related companies than chocolate related. They use chocolate, but most chocolate is, I guess, more Alps and then Switzerland. I couldn't even tell you if we have our own chocolate. It's not really too prominent.
Yeah, okay, maybe all stereotype, but
it's like
okay.
It's like when Germany, when Germany gets depicted in movies, it's always with lederhosen and big beer kegs and stuff, which is actually just a South German Bavarian thing. Outside of Bavaria, nobody freaking cares for that shit. And the beer from here, you cannot even order in North Germany. If you want to have a Bavarian beer in North Germany, yeah, well, you get a North German related beer, which is a Pils. it's a light beer, but it's brewed differently, so it's like water for Bavaria. We're used to the stronger stuff and more.
You don't like Teutonians, I see.
Well, we're just used to it. I mean, beer was mostly created here in monasteries several hundred years ago. So, anyway, yeah, that's the shit that can happen when you use AI and don't even read that shit, or they just, I don't know how you come up with shit like that and how that's still open. That's blowing my mind. It's also
how is it still open? It's definitely a question. Specifically after people saw it and posted it online, like, hey, we've been here. That's what we saw.
Yeah. I mean, that guy, I saw a video of that actor, and yeah, he got a script. What did he say? About 15 pages of Willy Wonka monologue. And
excuse me, they have a freaking screenplay out there.
That's even, yeah, that was an actor, and that Oompa Loompa was also an actor. The photo that went kind of viral on Twitter, I would say. Seriously, you can see in her face, fuck, what did I sign up for here? Or screw it, I need the money. Something like that. I mean, like I said, the other actor was like, huh? Who looks at me and sees Willy Wonka? I mean, come on. I would be more Willy Wonka than that guy, and that guy knows it. I mean, he was booked through his agency, so I guess they had other choices, but with that guy, they were like, yeah, doesn't look at all like that guy, let's take this one, because if we screw it up, let's screw up majorly. Yes, and he was standing there the whole day and was talking about stuff, and he was reading, or he knows that shit. He was like, yeah, and I have that shit in my brain, memorized in my brain now. He's like, oh,
well, he performing it several times a day, so of course he'll remember that shit.
Give me brain bleach. Yeah, and he was like, yeah, and the evil chocolate maker. Who is that? Where is that guy in the movies? I don't know who that is. Who is that? And then they had a cheap mirror and some white and blue striped blankets. I guess somebody brought it from home. Didn't need it at the moment or something. It's the summer blankets or something. and that one guy, and he had a mask, looked like, I didn't look too closely, but a quick look, looked a bit like, that mask from the puppets of Saw. You know, that's.
Oh, god damn it. Billy the Puppet.
Not even anything original or so. I mean, yeah.
Well, to be fair, Michael Myers mask also not that original.
Yeah, I know, it's Kirk.
Yeah.
Which is funny, I just don't see it.
Well, they bleached it several times for a reason.
Another funny thing in that experience, they had an air castle somewhere in the back, like a small one, not like, oh, okay, 20 kids can go there. It's like a few meters high. No, it was the smallest they could.
Oof.
Yeah, it was just.
It's getting even better every time you're talking about it.
It's just shit. It's just shit. So, yeah. Well, so much for AI done wrong.
Mostly for misuse of an AI.
Yeah, it just gets worse. I saw a YouTube video, and I still don't know what was real that I saw there, because it was so it was so crazy. Well, with that guy, it might actually be real. Trump said some really stupid shit. He's still out of jail. I don't understand that. If you and I did 1/100th of what he did, 1,000,000th of that, we would be in jail for years.
Wait.
That guy's just walking freely forever. I don't know how that guy is still in freedom.
What the heck he did do that you basically can say something like that?
That was about insulting some politician, some female politician, and I didn't really look too much into it because I just questioned everything that I saw there. So, and the YouTuber talking about it didn't help one single bit. I felt like, and that's gonna be worse in the future. I felt like, is this conspiracy now? Did somebody do that as a deepfake, or is that real? Because, I cannot really tell you exactly what he said. It was just so stupid that nobody with 20 IQ points would say that to a friend. He says that on public TV. I don't get it.
Put it on public TV if I had an opportunity.
It's like he didn't say that, but it's basically like saying, that bitch, it doesn't matter what that bitch says, and said the wrong name as well. So, we know what he thinks about women. Nothing. I mean, he wasn't just accused of rape. So, let him walk. Sure. Grab some more pussies. Get some more money from people that shouldn't support you. He owes the United States like $350 million. If I owe Germany $2,000, I get to jail for a month or so until I pay. Or as long as it takes for it to be paid off by law, we get some daily rates.
If I owed Russia something, they wouldn't put me in jail. They just came here and take whatever they need to take the money from me.
Yeah, if you own a house, that's not your house anymore.
No, it's not like that. They can arrest the house, but by the law you must still have a house. So they're going to relocate me in the cheaper place of living.
Yeah, what they did back then with the Olympic Games. They did the same basically. Hey, we want to build a stadium there. Here you can have some money and we get your house. Nah, we don't want to leave. Well, then you don't get money. The house is ours now. You do leave. You go there. So. Well, that's what we had here as news.
Yeah, okay. So, about that. They got paid. The only thing that was questionable it's what estimated of the payment. Either it's basically by estimated by retail price of your place or by the price of the land. Some people demanded to be it's by the retail price of the houses, for example, and some was like, no, don't look at my shit, Shank. Just pay me by the price of the land, and I'll be out of here.
Okay. It's called repo. Yeah. I saw a video about somebody, a repo who had to repo from another repo. Where repo is basically when the bank tells the repo to go somewhere and get the car or whatever because they own the bank money, and then they go and get whatever the bank was used for to pay. Oh, you got a loan
Russia,
for your car? our
Mhm.
karma.
Yeah. In Russia, we don't have repo people. Well, not in a way. We have them, but they not belong to the bank or some extraction company. They all work for the government. So if you owe money to a bank should send to the government statement that you owe them shit lot of money, and then the government send government agents to take estimate of what you owe all your possessions and how much of it can be sold.
Yeah, it's basically the same here. If you owe something, you normally get a letter where you have to pay a little bit of a fine, then another one from the company, last notice or something like that, and then they're like, okay, we don't give a fuck anymore. We give that to that company. Let's take care. They take care of it, and then they get on your nerves like constantly. And
Oh yeah.
if they don't get the money, they can. I don't know how you translate that, but kinda reports to the government, and then you owe the government. And they don't care. They come to your home with the cops, they open your apartment, and then the guy from the government or from the finance agency looks through your apartment with little stickers, and everything that he deems worth something gets a sticker, and then you're not allowed to do anything with that anymore. That's basically the moment he puts a sticker on it, it's not yours anymore. It's just the government's. That's gone.
We
That shit
don't
is
have
gone.
sticker thing. We just like when they come in, they walking in with the possession. That's it. If they taking if they taking your apartment and most of your possession, they will provide you with the new apartment and at least one bed, one fridge, and one TV set. Yeah, that's all the necessities that a person have the right to.
Well, you get kicked out and still get something, so it could be worse. I mean, you could
Yeah.
be kicked out and be like, "There's the door, there's the street, bye."
Yeah,
So
and if your apartment's already too cheap, they will not kick you by the law.
mm,
There are some sche- schemes where not top bank, basically bank that have less connection with the government, can extract your apartment, but yeah, it's basically illegal.
yeah, I mean, here's the same. If you if you own like an apartment or a house, you do get evicted at some point if you cannot pay, but you're not sitting on the street. You normally do get something. But yeah, most of your shit will basically land on the street because where do you want to take it? So yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Well, that was an unexpected side quest for us.
A side quest. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Well, that happens when you have a schedule. Oh, wait, we don't have any script or schedule. Well, never mind then. What did you play lately? Did you play
Uh,
any new
I
games or anything?
was really tired lately, but I trying to play Elden Ring from time to time because it's not taking me much to pay attention to whatever happening in Elden Ring. I want to continue with Rogue Trader. I want to finish the Persona 3, but whenever I'm opening those two games, I need to pay more attention to the story and well, yeah, story, status effects, and whatnot. While in Elden Ring, it's already for me happening automatically. So I'm basically taking a rest while playing Elden Ring.
Yeah, you don't have to use your brain that much anymore because you know everything.
Yeah.
So it's not. Yeah, the other games are not brain off and they're
Yeah,
like.
brain off and let my skill carry me to whatever.
It's more like, what did they say? What was his name? Where do I, what, help?
Yeah.
That's less
Yeah,
relaxing.
basically like, okay, you should press this thing, then you should press that thing, then you should go right there and find one specific switch. That will help you. But that's not really correct information.
I love watching that Viva la Dirt League when they mock games and NPCs and stuff like that. It's hilarious. Best YouTube channel. Damn it! Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, I still didn't set up. I don't stream as much, so it doesn't. Wait, let me take a note here on that. Yeah, my alerts. Alerts. PC. Damn. Sorry, Omega, and thanks for the reminder. Yeah, I know. I have one job. Hey, funny typo. That's sometimes how I name my female characters if I play a female character. Yeah, sure. Play another command that's not working. What the? That definitely. Even if I had my bot open, it wouldn't work. So yeah, I also have to switch to another bot that kind of handles stuff. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
Muscle memory.
I think yeah. I think the last wait, let me think. Since our last stream, I think I streamed 3 or 4 times, 5 times maybe. I don't know. I have other stuff on my mind, and I actually played some games off stream. Emotional damage. So yeah, I don't know. Stuff is changing a bit in my life. So I don't know. But keeping the streamcast definitely. But I'm not streaming that much on my own anymore lately. So if I
Hey,
get a
that's the only thing we had like regularly for 5 years already.
yeah, pretty much yeah. And that's also not gonna change really. Even if I would stop streaming, this would still continue. But I'm not gonna stop streaming. I did stream a game lately that I reviewed, and I'm in some closed alpha playtests I cannot stream or talk about. So, and I played one of them quite a lot lately, which is really nice. If you
Yeah, and that makes sense that you can't stream it.
So yeah, well, if I play 2-3 hours of that game a day, there's not much time to stream anymore because, well, if I worked in the afternoon, well, and well, at least one of the games is like just one more run or just 10 more minutes.
5 more minutes and I'll be done.
2
And
hours
it's
later,
already sunrise.
2 hours later, one more run and they can unlock this. So yeah, I have a lot of fun. People who have me on Steam know which game that is, but well, I could show it since you can apply to the playtest officially, but I rather don't have people ask me questions. It's already hard for me not to talk about it. But I enjoy it, so looking forward to it. It will come out this year to early access, and then I can also show it. So, and this time I think I will even be in the credits with the bunch of other playtesters.
Yeah, Starship Troopers, specifically first one, is kinda nice.
Starship Troopers is the 45th most viewed movie online, thanks to Helldivers. Really? Okay. Interesting. I mean, yeah. I don't know. It looks
Well, I grew up
interesting, but
with 3D animated series, so I saw the movie after that. And as I know, Starship Troopers as the movie, it's not that faithful to Starship Troopers because Starship Troopers is like Imperial Guard from Warhammer 40k, while they should have stuff like power suits and whatnot.
well, I read a little bit about it. It depends on the timeline, kinda, in Starship Troopers. And they did adapt the story for the movie. They kinda had to adapt a little bit. But what you mean is they do show that kinda with all that, get to the army, get to the troops and...
Well, Verhoeven put it into anti-war statement, as usual.
Yeah, but what I wanted to say, it's like that. Well, it's like a promo video for the army, so it shows you how good it is, but in reality, it's really shit. I mean, you see what the reality
that's what I
is.
said. Verhoeven put it as anti-propaganda.
Yeah, well, that's what Verhoeven did with every of his movies, and that's why he hated what they did with RoboCop, because RoboCop in the movie is not his vision. If you want to watch the real Verhoeven RoboCop, you need to watch the director's cut from 2014. That's his version. RoboCop was still violent, but it was toned down quite a lot for the cinema. And, that gave it a different tone. So, if you watch both movies, they are still the same movie, but they have a different taste to them, so to speak. People want to see the inspiration for the game. Animated series is better than the movie. It's more PG though. Movie was more gory. Yeah, definitely. I don't know. Did they say that Starship Troopers was the inspiration for Helldivers?
You can see it basically.
Yeah, but the original wasn't really...
Well, you can see that they
was
already built the previous trailer, right? Like it's propaganda commercial from Starship Troopers.
defeat enemies of mankind. La la la. Okay. I just know that the first one was a top-down game. Wasn't really my game, but...
Yeah, for me, Helldivers 2 still not my kind of game because it's co-op only.
Helldivers kinda gives me XCOM vibes. Nothing about Starship Troopers at all. Well, the original at least. Zero. Absolutely
I
nothing.
don't see XCOM in what I see here.
Well, that looks like a tactical game to me.
Yes, it's tactical game, but I don't see XCOM in it.
Dev says it's because of them if the movie is more popular now. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that might...
Yeah, I can see why they're saying that.
That might be, but come on. How arrogant and how full of it do you have to be to say it like this?
It's it's published by Sony.
Yeah, but that's not Sony talking.
They're already pretty arrogant.
No. The developer, one of the main developers of Helldivers is a moron. Sorry. I read a few things that came from him, and he's an idiot. Sorry.
Okay,
I should dive deeper, but bottom line, he's the new Todd, I don't know. He's an idiot. The shit they did with servers. I mean, they never learn. And then you're like, it's because of me. Ooh, it's me. Yeah, maybe, but maybe the other game that is actually called Starship Troopers is the reason for the
that game
movie?
exists as well, and it's also a herd shooter.
Absolute bullshit. That's what it is. That's absolute garbage bullshit. Sorry, no offense, but I see nothing about Starship Troopers in Helldivers. Nothing. There are no hundreds of bugs attacking you in third person. Nothing tells me that it's Starship Troopers. I would not. I would expect something like Remnant from Helldivers. Not Starship
you pick specifically Starship Troopers from third person, but we also have a herd shooter, Starship Trooper herd shooter.
Yeah, there was another one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Extermination. That's the last one that came out. So you have two legit Starship Trooper games from 2022 and 2023, but Helldivers.
Well, Helldivers, you can see that they were in their inspiration of Starship Troopers.
Yes, but if I play Helldivers, I don't.
I'm going to say that it's not specifically Dev's achievement that the movie is popular now.
Yeah.
What Dave did is just point out a good movie. Yeah. If movie would be shit, it wouldn't be that popular.
Now, seriously, you have to be really full of it to think that your game that is absolutely not related to the movie at all, gives not one vibe of it, is related to more effects of a movie. That's just plain bullshit. He can say whatever he wants. That's just plain bullshit.
Oh yeah, Triton, there is bugs in Helldriver.
Oh yeah, I know. Check the video, there was bug. Yeah, I saw one bug. Okay, yeah. There's a bug that looks similar like Starship Trooper bug. One. Starship Troopers, show me one scene where there's one bug. There are at least 5 or more, because that's the point of Starship Troopers. Getting overwhelmed by shit. Here I see huge bugs, 1. Then you saw a little bug, also 1. I see mechs and robots fighting those humans. There's not one mech in Starship Troopers ever.
Oh yeah, socialist robots.
This is as much Starship Troopers as it is Avatar. Because there are mechs in
robots.
So yeah. There's again, when there's a bug or 2 in a movie, yeah, I've played other games that had more bugs in it like this. So
I know about Warhammer. So if we're talking about Warhammer, it's kinda have more of those bugs
Omega, yes, but not as
and
the enemy.
In the different shapes and forms.
The bugs have no mechs, or do the bugs have mechs?
No, mechs are different faction.
That's my point. In Helldivers, you fight against mechs. In Starship Troopers, you fight against insects. So that just shows how full of shit that developer is. Oh my god, let me put that on ignore. Holy shit, that's a game I don't even want to play anymore. Just because of the bullshit that developer is saying. Oh my god, how full do you have to be of yourself? How narcissistic do you have to be like, oh, the movie is watched more. Oh, that's our game.
Well, again, I can see how their game averted more attention to Starship Troopers, but as I'm saying, it's because movie is good. It's getting more and more attraction.
Am I looking at a different game? Seriously, am I looking at a different game than everybody on the planet? What? This gives me a little bit of Starship Trooper vibes.
For me, it's giving EDF vibe, not Starship Trooper.
The army-like stuff and join the forces and stuff. Yeah, okay, that might be inspired by that. But that doesn't have anything to do with Starship Troopers as a game or as a franchise, you know? It's not the only movie or franchise that ever did that. Yeah, Warhammer did that as well, so... Yeah, no, I see a more spacey Remnant. That's what I see. I wouldn't know any movie that I would watch after playing that game. Not one movie. Yeah, this gives me Warhammer vibes.
If I didn't hear about Starship Troopers, I would say that they looked at Warhammer and was like, I'm going to copy that shit.
Yeah, that gives me Warhammer vibes all the way. You have mech enemies, you have tanks, you have jets. Sorry, the world is turning to shit. I mean, yeah, we know that, but how? Nah, sorry. I see more Command and Conquer there than Starship Troopers.
And again, as I said, for me, it's looking more like Warhammer.
Yeah. Anything but Starship Troopers.
Only by some opening scenes of that trailer, I can say that they took inspiration of Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
But when we go into gameplay, Warhammer.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that just shows that the I don't know who it was. It was the CEO or the head of the team or whatever. Sorry, but that's an idiot. that tells me enough to never bother with any of their games. Seriously. I add so many developers and stuff on my fuck them list now for doing shit like that. No, I don't even fucking care. I really don't care. I couldn't care less. Seriously. They have some nice games, but fuck them. Nah, seriously. Just fuck it.
Okay, I think we should go to that article or we're never going to start it.
What are your thoughts about the price of this game? Because I had some talks with some people. Dark Forces Remaster was kinda silently released a few days ago.
Let me look for it in Russian Steam because I need to know my pricing.
So the original cost like $5 or so. And it looks pretty awesome. They have new content, new levels that haven't been finished in the original, ultra wide support, etc. pp. Higher texture resolution and stuff like that. New effects.
So how much it cost for you?
29 euros.
Okay, for me it's practically 11 euros.
And what is Turok 3 for you? What does that cost?
What?
Turok. Turok 3.
Okay. Same.
Okay, what do you think about those prices? Too much, or what's the remake of System Shock? What's that price?
So okay, if I'll go with prices of Dark Forces, I'm going to use Elden Ring DLC, for example. Elden freaking hell. Elden. So basically 2 Dark Forces and a bit on top of that is Shadow of the Earth Tree for me. So basically I would say it's fine-ish, but I would prefer it would be 100 or 200 rubles cheaper.
Okay, so it's basically like in Germany. In Germany, the DLC will cost around $50 for Elden Ring, and this is below $30. Regular price would be 20. Yeah, it's 26 now, and 28.99 would be the regular price. But again, it's a remaster, and what's System Shock's price for you?
System. Well, I'll be damned. There is no System Shock for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, only Enhanced Edition, but not the remake.
Okay, that's weird. Okay, strange. Okay, so the remake is $40. Was also $40 on release. But well, that's not just a remaster, it's a remake, so they had to rebuild it in a new engine, and it was in Unreal and stuff. So a bit different. Although that
and
remaster
it was several years to make this one.
Yeah, and the remaster is also in another engine. It's not just the same engine and blown up to higher resolution. No, they also had to rebuild it in another engine. So I don't, me and prices for games. When I saw that price, I was actually kind of surprised because you have a Star Wars license. It's a game that's 29 years old and definitely deserves a remaster or remake. Remake would have been better. So $30 in times where other companies ask for 70 euros for a full game. Yeah, I mean, a year ago or 2 years ago, it might have been 2025 or so, but well, Night Dive Studios is not a small company anymore, I think. They have a bunch of people working now. They release several games, one a year, something like that, or every 2 years, a nice remaster, remake. Several free remakes as well, or remasters, like Quake. So I actually have no problem with the 29 euro price for that game.
And again, I'm saying that the price that I see it is fine specifically for the region when I'm living. If it would be priced as much as for the European region, I would say that it's overpriced.
Yeah, sure. I just in relation to other games that was more or less, and if the other games are the same price.
Yeah, okay.
And in this case, remastered through that engine, but an updated version. Up to 4K resolution at 120 FPS. New and returning players will enjoy. There are also areas in there that have not been in the original game, so you do get more.
Wait, what about Kingpin?
That's not Night Dive.
It's not Night Dive?
No, and that's the reason why it's shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Kingpin is sadly shit. You're better off playing the original.
Original also on Steam.
Yeah, it was removed. It's a 3D Realms game. All 3D Realms games have been.
I can buy Kingpin.
The original?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I see the original.
Give me a sec. I'll try to copy.
Not here. But the original was never officially in Germany, where you could buy it, but it was on the index. So
yeah, maybe it's you can see it because it's on the index.
Yeah. I can see Dying Light 2 without any issues. Dying Light 1 I cannot see. Even though I own it, I cannot go to the store page. Yeah, let me click that here. So yeah, it's just shit. And Slipgate, they also made other games that... Okay, Graven is also not as good as it's supposed to be. But they published... Ghost Runner was not made by them, that's published by them. Oh, they were part of the development of Ghost Runner. But yeah, Kingpin seems to be pretty shit.
Bombshell also pretty mediocre, to say the least.
So yeah, it's kind of sad. If Night Dive would have taken care of Kingpin, it would have been a really good game. At this point, I personally, if I'm interested in a game that's remastered by Night Dive, there is normally no question that it's a good one. At this point, I mean, years ago, they were still kind of learning, but they definitely know their shit now when it comes to taking care. Oops, where did I click? Yeah, I clicked the link. That's the reason. Yeah, no, it's not shown in Germany. I cannot see it in Germany because the thing is, I can buy it in a store if they have it and if I know that they have it, but you're not allowed to advertise for games that are on the index. So that's also the reason why I don't see them in Steam.
Oh yeah, Tomb Raider 1 through 3 was released recently.
I really want to have that.
I was really surprised that I saw this game completely localized for Russian language.
I was really surprised about the price. That's a price that actually really surprised me.
Yeah, price is like really good for 3 games.
Yeah, you basically pay $10 for the remaster of the original, including all DLCs. And I think
we're talking about games from PlayStation 1. They didn't have DLCs.
Well, they had add-ons. Yeah, sure. And we're talking about games that have all been on PC.
Well, fair.
Tomb Raider was always a PC game. It was released on the PlayStation. Yeah, true. But Tomb Raider was always made for PC. Always.
Oh yeah, I see. Unfinished Business, Golden Mask, Lost Artifact.
I've seen screenshots so far ahead. I knew I will love that game when I saw the first screenshot. And that first screenshot wasn't much. It was Lara standing from behind in her typical gameplay pose. And it was I think it was the beginning where you're going into the mountain the first time or something. But it was much darker in the back. But you already had that sense of importance when it comes to light and the 3D scenery. It was 90s, so
remastered graphics definitely screw light. Not like 20th anniversary of Duke Nukem, but still, game much lighter than the original one. But they also render at the same time classic and modernized graphic. And you can change it by the pressing of the start button.
That's really awesome. And the lighting, I wouldn't say that. I think the newer version is actually darker than the old version.
No, it's lighter, much lighter.
Depends on the scene, I think. I mean, the trailer's running in the background.
Yeah, I know, and I played it. Cave was much lighter in the remastered version.
Mm-hmm. You played it?
Yes.
Son of a mother. Yeah, it's definitely on my wish list. Yeah, again, some scenes look darker, some look brighter, but it depends. Now the lighting is more realistic because, well, it's in-engine, so it's a bit different than the lighting that was used back in the day. So
Yeah, true.
textures and areas and stuff look different. It was darker back then in the distance because it couldn't be rendered. So
Yeah.
other games had the fog. There's so much fog in the distance and clouds.
I also like how they did it. They basically remastered it not like Warcraft was remastered. Well, basically when they put balancing of Frozen Throne into the Ring of Chaos. Basically every game have its own mechanics like the original one used to have. So Tomb Raider 1 doesn't have sprint from Tomb Raider 3, and and it doesn't have also crouching like in Tomb Raider 2 and Tomb Raider 3.
Yeah, how do I put it? I was kind of surprised actually about the Tomb Raider 1 remaster, because there is a Tomb Raider. Look at that puzzle here with the gears. That is pretty close to the original. The anniversary is a remake of the first game.
Yeah, I know, I have this one.
And it's one of the best remakes I ever played. It's so true to the original, but it pushes it just
I know.
years further in the future. It played really, really well. You can recognize pretty much every corner, even though they're bigger, they added stuff to it. So I was really surprised to see yet another remaster of it, because
Anniversary is basically the prequel for Tomb Raider Legends. So while it's remake of the original one, at the same time it's its own thing. It's related to Tomb Raider Legacy, Tomb Raider Underworld.
No.
Yes.
How?
It's a prequel to Legacy.
Well, it's a prequel to all of the games of Tomb Raider, basically, if you see it like that.
Well, yes, but in the same way you can say that Tomb Raider 2014 is a prequel to all of the Tomb Raiders, when it's not.
No, that's a reboot. That's different.
Yes,
that doesn't care of anything in the past, so that's new.
And we also have Tomb Raider 5 that have Tomb Raider 4 that have a lot of time in with young Lara.
Was 4 Angel of Darkness?
No, Angel of Darkness is 6.
Oh, okay, that's a shitty one.
Tomb Raider 5 also not that good.
Yeah, if you don't care about any other Tomb Raider that was released after the first one, this is a prequel to Underground and Legendary. Yeah. But it's not meant to be played before you play Underground or Legend. So, anyway.
Well, basically it's PlayStation 2 era of trilogies. And it's really good one.
What I don't understand, why they didn't take the anniversary version and remaster that, because that was already rebuilt. It had a few additions. Yeah, okay, they couldn't have the 1-to-1 switch between original and the new one. Okay, never mind.
Well,
that's the only reason why another.
I don't know why, but I know that they wanted to remake first original games and not the remake of the first game.
The thing is, the switching between the old and the new graphics is impossible in this game because.
Yeah, I know, because it's not that ancient.
No, not because of that. Because it's not a 1-to-1 representation of the original Tomb Raider 1.
Okay, that's swell.
So in the remaster, you still have the whole world built out of blocks, but at some point they might not be that obvious as blocks related to the textures and stuff, which is different these days.
Oh no, they're pretty obvious. So geometry is pretty. Geometry is repeating the original geometry, so you can basically see those blocks.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, again, you can switch on the fly.
Yeah.
And that's not possible if you would make it look more realistic and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they did with Anniversary. Anniversary is a bit going in a bit more realistic, less Minecrafty, blocky graphics. But yeah, that's definitely a remaster I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and it's looking really good. Well, I do have problem with jumping forward while shooting, specifically with classic control, but I refuse to play with modernized control.
I had no issues back then. I don't think that I have issues now. The cool thing about shooting...
I mean, classic control is original tank control, and modernized control, it have a lot of issues, specifically with actions.
Well, the thing that I liked about Tomb Raider, that you didn't really have to aim actively. Because
that's true.
I'm shit when it comes to aiming with the controller. So I was
and
so
Blur
happy.
is basically aiming while jumping and whatnot.
You basically just have to hold shoot and then take care of where do I evade, which is, well, the level is kinda one of the enemies. So the first time I
you
encountered,
can jump off the cliff.
Yeah, the bear. The first time I encountered the bear, I was like, "Whoa, fuck!" Flipping, jumping, do. And yeah, it was really fun. And the auto aim, it makes it a bit easier. But you're not Superman, so if you get hit by the bear once, you might have one more hit left or so. But it's not like you can take a lot of damage. So and the jumping and traversing in the level is the main thing of the game. So they wanted to have some action, but I think they didn't want to make it too extreme. It's more puzzle platformer than it's an action RPG.
Yeah, that's why I completely despise new Tomb Raider games. New trilogy that basically died already, thank God.
I still need to finish the second and the third. It becomes more original Tomb Raider in the later games. The first one,
I saw the third game and specifically how it treated Russia-related folk. All I can say that Jolie in her movie did much better.
Yeah, well, that's old school Lara.
Yeah.
They also did a reboot with the movies, so it's the last one. I don't remember who played her, but was also more related to the reboot. So she wasn't.
Yeah, I do remember that movie. Movie that kinda came and went and nobody remembered it.
Well, it was an okay movie for a game, so you have a limited audience if you make a movie that's related to a game franchise. Yeah, I mean, if then you get the gamers into the movie, and well, might work, might not work. So, World of Warcraft movie was also not really the biggest hit. But
well, World of Warcraft movie was already in production hell, so it's already lost a lot of people while it was baking.
yeah, I mean, I think the Tomb Raider movie with Jolie only worked because
Jolie.
That was the only reason.
Yeah.
You kind of had Tomb Raider in your mind, and she pretty much fits the look. So, but I don't know. I like original Lara. You know.
Yeah, I know. I like her as well.
I saw some some.
And come on, Crystal Dynamics put a big freaking AUL at the start of the game. You basically must agree to this AUL or you won't be able to play the game. They are also mentioning mods in that game, so I'm more than sure the person who wrote this AUL was aware of Nude Rider.
Yeah, well, somebody will find a way to play Tomb Raider with a naked mod.
Yeah, and specifically when we're talking about Russia, I don't care. I can agree to whatever AUL they want me to agree. I'm just going to tell, hey, I was forced to agree to this AUL. So AUL for me, they basically have no jurisdictional power over me. I can do whatever that's not prohibited by the law of Russia, and AUL can't forbid me to do that.
Yeah, it's a bit. In Germany, it's also a bit tricky with EULAs and stuff like that. And even more if it's related to a US-based company. So I saw a nice comedy skit yesterday. Somebody rings the bell and woman opens the door. Yeah. Oh yeah, hi. I'm here from Apple. I'm coming to collect the couch. And the woman is like, huh? My couch? Yeah, you signed up for iTunes yesterday at 7:58. Is that correct? Yeah. Yeah, you signed the EULA basically, and in point 7.5 it says for the subscription service I give you my couch or an item of my apartment of the same worth or something like that. And then she's like, what? No, nobody reads that. Yeah, I mean, that's your problem. You should read what you sign. And then another guy comes, hi, Microsoft here, licensing service for Vista. And, I think the woman goes back in the room or something, and the woman from Apple like, Vista? And the Microsoft guy, yeah, don't tell me, I know. That was so funny because basically nobody reads that. And if I mean, certain accounts, if you sign up for an account and if you're not careful, you pay more or you pay after that trial because you didn't cancel, or if you get Game Pass, for example, it activates auto renewal. It tells you that, but if you forget about it, well, you pay the next month again.
So that's what it does. In Russia, they don't activate auto renewal. They offer you to activate auto renewal. They don't have. They prohibited to activate auto renewal in our region.
Let me think. I think when I did, obviously I test for Xbox and stuff, but I have to think about what I can talk about because I'm months ahead of what anybody else has on their Xbox. But if you redeem Game Pass, it actually, it offers you a month extra, depending on how many months you get, I think. It offers you a month extra if you activate auto renewal, and you can deactivate it right there. So it's not like, it just tells you, oh yeah, it's active now and, fuck off. No. You can activate or deactivate it right there where you pay or redeem it. But then you have to go into your Microsoft account, Microsoft.com, and then in your account settings, in the subscriptions, and that's where you cancel the auto renewal.
I hate dealing with Microsoft account. It's so complicated.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna work in the future when it's all digital and stuff. So, yeah.
I specifically hate that you must search for place when you can redeem codes. Because you can't just redeem the code somewhere in your account.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can. But I don't know. In my opinion, Microsoft.com needs to be somebody needs to sit down there and think about that whole shit there. Your whole account
Yeah.
settings and everything. You have an Office subscription there, and you have a subscription there, and if you go in here, you cannot go to the Xbox subscription. It's just bullshit. The handling and navigation of the Microsoft page is just trash.
First bullshit is that Office is now a subscription and not paid. Use it as long as you have it pack.
So you pay monthly now for that, or what?
Yearly.
Yeah, that's for a few years already. That's not new.
That's not new, but that's still bullshit.
Yeah, it is, but I think you only have to pay if you want to keep the full support. You can still use the apps after you bought them, but I think that's more related to what kind of support you get.
I'm not sure, because I do remember that I had to delete Office from my system after my trial ended.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first thing I do when I reinstall a system, get rid of all that bullshit. I mean, I do have Office to work with, but that's not the Office 365. And that's...
Yeah, I also have an Office to work with, but it's also not 365.
They have it in their name that it's a yearly thing now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's a thing for a few years. What I dislike more than that is the fact that for me personally, there is no cheap way to be able to use the actual Adobe software.
Oh yeah, that's shit as well.
I mean, I wouldn't mind to pay for the app for a year or something, but they ask for every app, and the programs.
Yeah, you can't pay for one app that you need. You must buy whole package or get fucked.
That it depends on the packages and stuff. There might be one missing that you need, and that costs extra and stuff. So yeah, if I want to get what I would want to use, like there are some apps that are really new that are not in the package that I have. I still use Studio 6, which is from... It's 20 plus years or something. I don't know. It's old. It fits me. But I just don't have the money to pay $50 every month, just because I use Illustrator or Photoshop once or twice a month or so. I use it sometimes, but yeah, I would use it maybe more if I had a newer version, because with my old version, I don't have AI support and all those fancy new things I don't have. Everything that you can do now with a push of a button, I have to do by hand. It's still possible, but well, it takes 10 times as long, so...
yeah, I know that. I am using GIMP.
Yeah, I don't... I used it back in the day, but the version they have now is... Well, since I'm used to the old school Adobe pack, GIMP, I never got into it again. Maybe I should take the time.
I basically don't want to bother with cracking Photoshop, so I was just, what alternative do I have? GIMP? Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, the thing is...
We also studied GIMP instead of Microsoft, instead of Photoshop in university, so it was a bit of easier transition for me.
Yeah, well, around the millennium, I did the same. That was the time when I worked in an IT company, and I was... one of my jobs was to compare and find out free or open source versions for paid software. Because, well, in a company, you don't just pay Office license once. You pay them in bulk and stuff. It gets really expensive. So, I tried Open Office back then. No, I think it was LibreOffice back then, around Millennium.
OpenOffice and LibreOffice is two different programs.
Yeah, now. But they started basically as the same, and then they split. One is owned by Oracle, and the other one, I don't know. But it basically started with the same free Office open source version. Now we have two. Now we have Libre and OpenOffice, which are still basically the same, but since it's open source, if you want to, you can make your own LotarWC, you know. So I tried GIMP instead of Photoshop, OpenOffice or LibreOffice instead of Microsoft Office. I'm not sure if Thunderbird was a thing back then already, but also something instead of Outlook. Basically, for everything that we had to pay for, I was looking for free versions. And the GIMP back then was much closer to Photoshop back then. Now it's not anymore. So maybe if I take the time, I would get into it, but I just use my old Photoshop. I know what to do in there, and for everything that I needed to, and for layouts and stuff, for overlays, I use Illustrator, because Photoshop is, that's something a lot of people just don't get. They do a lot of stuff with text and whatnot in Photoshop. Photoshop is not a graphics program. Photoshop is a digital photo manipulation software. It's not a drawing program. People draw pictures there are apps for tablets, and Photoshop is not one of them. Now might be maybe a bit different, but it's still to manipulate digital photography or create new photography with AI combination and stuff.
I don't know. When we're talking about manipulation with text, I always remembering the trust thing. So basically, for me, it's what's the name of that program? Freaking hell!
Freehand?
No. Coral Draw.
Oh, yeah. The wannabe Photoshop.
Yeah. So basically, when we're talking about work with text and whatnot, specifically like make it centered, make it fancy, make it whatever, I always remember that I had better time with Coral Draw. So yes, I using Inkscape for that.
Yeah, because Coral Draw is a graphics program.
Yeah.
So that's also the reason why you have those 3D text effects and all that kind of stuff. You do have them in Photoshop too, but Coral Draw, well, back in the day, it was more like Photoshop. But nowadays and over the years, it integrated more and more illustration things. Like you have an Illustrator with working with.
Adobe Illustrator also a thing.
Yeah, that's what I use mostly. When I do overlays or stuff like that, for all the charity events and stuff, they were all done in Illustrator, because if you want to have sharp text, you need Illustrator, because Illustrator, well, is based on vectors and Photoshop is based on pixels. So text just looks shit in Photoshop. You can do whatever you want.
That's true.
You need a much higher resolution to get the same quality than I get in Illustrator on a regular 1080 resolution size. So for quick shit, to put quick stuff together or cut stuff out of something, Photoshop is awesome. It's much more difficult in Illustrator. in my Illustrator. The new one is different. In 2016, I was working with CC 2015, which was one of the first few cloud versions already. So it is closer now. Now, I guess even more. Holy shit, oh my god, that was 8 years ago already. Oh my god, I went to school 8 years ago. Time flies. Holy shit.
I draw this thing, well, besides the reel, by my hand.
What's the
table at the bottom?
Oh, yeah, okay, now, okay, yeah, okay. I know what you mean now. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I draw this with my own hands in Inkscape. I sent her all this text by myself.
Okay. Yeah, it works for something like that. So that's fine. I thought you made that thing. Because you can create that in Illustrator.
I know. I'm not that skilled with illustration to make that shit by my own hand.
I mean, if I take a lot of time, I could recreate it, but not in the photorealistic look. It would still look, well, illustrated, like an illustration. But that's
well, I did recreate a silhouette of the metal lure. I don't have it as an example to show you, but I do remember that I opened up some stock, like Shutterstock, and it had that hard lure that I really wanted, but I couldn't just cut it out of the picture. So I opened Escape and was like drawing my own,
okay.
using that one as a reference.
All right. Well, yeah, let's fly through that article I was mentioning the last time.
Yeah. Holy crap! That the most filler episode that we ever had.
Yeah, talking about everything and nothing. All right, so let's see. Soon-ish, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. Let me actually. Some games have store pages already, so might as well open them. A new what? A new Alone in the Dark is coming in end of March.
Oh yeah, we played the demo of this game.
Huh? I didn't play the demo of the game.
You played the demo of the game. You played it on the stream.
Did
Ginger
I?
Girl.
Of this version?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. You're wrong. I know what I played. Yeah. I know what you mean. No. I did not play Alone in the Dark. There was no demo for that. I played this here.
Grace in the Dark.
Careful. I played the prologue with the kid. Absolutely not the game. I was like, huh? No, wait a second. I remember what I played. I did not play Alone in the Dark.
Yeah, it's called Alone in the Dark prologue, so...
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with the game that's coming out soon. So...
Yeah. And it's also not the game.
I was like, what the fuck? I know my memory is not the best sometimes, so it's not that bad. So yeah, this is coming soon. I have high hopes for that, actually.
You know, after playing Grace in the Dark, I have zero hope for this game.
Well, prologues and the full release, you have to differentiate those.
Yes, but we have we have sneak peek like PT, or we can have sneak peek like Grace in the Dark when we're questioning why it's even existing.
Well, yeah, good example. One is for a game that is actually coming out, and the other is it's just PT. But
Yeah, and the other is just a sad story.
so, I mean, Grace just kinda gives you a little bit of backstory, maybe. I
You
guess
know,
it might
but
be
by
explained in the
looking
full
at
game.
Grace in the Dark, we can already see that they're going to use screamers a lot.
Yeah, but still, I will not judge a game by a prologue. I mean, there's one game I judge by a prologue because the prologue is basically the game, which is I Am Jesus. That's the only game
Oh,
where I
yeah.
judge the prologue and the full game 100%. And it still drives me nuts. There are people who say, hey, that game looks good. And do you have to be brain dead if you're a Christian? You cannot be that stupid and you cannot be that blind to say I Am Jesus is remotely anything good. There's nothing good in that game. For somebody who is religious, that game must trigger you from start to the end. If you're religious and if you're a Bible believer, you must hate this game. You cannot. If you live by the Bible, you cannot even touch that game.
Quick question. Twitch
Hey, DJ
gave
Beats.
away. Twitch stopped allowing us blocking creators.
Huh?
I do remember that you could block creator on Twitch if you want to.
Ban the account or I don't.
I can see that I can send complain about translation or send other type of complaint. I can't block.
Who do you want to block?
No one.
Okay. And what is the question?
Because I want to block somebody.
Yeah, well, just slash ban. And then if you want to ban somebody here on the channel,
No. I want to block some creators so I wouldn't see him. Anyway, let's keep going. So yeah, I don't think that Alone in the Dark made a great first impression, specifically with that Grace in the Dark. But developers so freaking impressed by whole 1.5 reaction that they got. 1.5 positive reaction that they got from that prologue, that they proudly made a compilation with that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes prologues are good, sometimes they're not. In this case, yeah, they could have maybe saved it. But since she is part of the regular game, I guess they just saved time with the prologue to not have to explain that much about her.
Where is the black bar about my head?
Because something with your green screen changed. And I have to cut that again. And with the tilt of my monitor, I don't see it. Everything that's dark is just dark. I cannot say if it's dark gray, if it's black. I didn't even see the bar until I go here, because the thing is, that's not one of those monitors where you could look at any angle.
It's basically you must look straight at it.
It's my graphics tablet, so the moment I look at it from below, well, it gets darker. From the top, it's a bit better, but I cannot look from the top because I have to tilt it, otherwise I don't see my right monitor from my PC, which is right behind it. So, it's also not 1080p, it's even lower resolution. So, there's only that big 19 inch.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Anyway, yeah, Grace was kinda but, well, I still have hopes for the game itself, because the last Alone in the Dark games were all pretty shit. And it's
I would stretch and say that New Nightmare, while was a repetitive and a clear copy of Resident Evil, wasn't that bad compared to Alone in the Dark 3 and Alone in the Dark 3, and specifically not as bad as Alone in the Dark 2008. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as Alone in the Dark 2008 and Alone in the Dark 3.
Oh, Alone in the Dark 1? Wait a second. Did they remaster that? Oh, no. Okay,
Maybe.
no. But yeah, I was just surprised because it includes all the first 3 games. Because you don't see Alone in the Dark 2 or 3. And the funny thing is, Seventh Guest and Alone in the Dark are basically the games that are responsible for Resident Evil. So, Resident Evil looks like Alone in the Dark. Alone in the Dark, if you think about it correctly, Alone in the Dark never looked like Resident Evil.
Yeah. And Alone in the Dark retrospectively became a survivor horror. It wasn't always a survivor horror. Resident Evil invented survivor horror, and Alone in the Dark basically was named a survivor horror after that.
Well,
yes, Resident Evil is the first game that was ever called a survivor horror.
Yeah, was called like that because, well, Alone in the Dark came out like 6 or 7 years before that, where gaming
and that's why I'm saying that Alone in the Dark retrospectively got the genre of survivor horror.
Yeah, because that is the very first survival horror game. That and Seventh Guest, those two were definitely the genre.
Sweet Home. Japanese Sweet Home as well.
Yeah, but that... Who knows that game?
People who created Resident Evil. Because my inventory management came from Sweet Home.
Yeah, but internationally nobody knows.
Yeah, okay, fair.
If you talk about gaming history and stuff like that, you have to go PC, because there was no PlayStation, or there was just Nintendo and Sega back then.
Sweet Home, I think it was Nintendo.
I heard about it, but I never saw that, so I don't think... it's just Home Sweet Home. Is that inspired by that?
Yeah, Famicom. It was made for original Nintendo.
Ah, okay. Yeah, but then that was even before Alone in the Dark. But
1989.
The thing that Alone in the Dark basically created back then was that fixed camera view with the pre-rendered rooms. The rooms basically. And that's what I also hated. I'm not a fan of that, because sometimes you don't see enemies. I mean, yeah, it's kind of the point of the camera position, but I never liked Resident Evil. I had
yes,
Resident
with
Evil.
all those chips, zombies jumping and matching on your health.
I had back then. I didn't have my own PlayStation, and I borrowed it from a friend with Resident Evil, and he even had a Resident Evil controller. So you had that pistol grip and a trigger. So when I was shooting in the game, I was shooting. You know, it was funny. It was stupid, but it was kind of funny. You were holding a pistol the whole time while you were playing. So, but I really didn't like it. I didn't understand the hype. But it's always weird when you come from PC where you have mouse control and stuff like that. We had Quake in full 3D back then also, and then you have fixed cameras, and it felt outdated.
That's fair.
It kind
I'm
of
not
felt...
saying that Resident Evil is a perfect game, and I'm pretty sure that I triggered some people by saying that. But I was a Silent Hill guy and not Resident Evil guy.
What are your thoughts about Silent Hill remake?
Screw that. Fuck
Why?
Konami. I will not give Konami any money. No way, no more. Konami can burn. Whatever they do with Silent Hill, I don't care.
Wait a second. Wasn't that in here somewhere?
Oh yeah, basically we also saw the try of Konami to resurface Silent Hill with that
the thing about
web
Silent
series.
Hill. Sorry, I have to block you there. Why do you say Konami? It's not gonna be from Konami. Silent Hill remake is not Konami.
It's still under Konami patronage.
Yeah,
because
maybe, but
Silent Hill is owned by Konami.
Yeah, but
and they're remaking specifically Silent Hill 2. I'm not saying that Silent Hill 2 is a bad game, but it's basically one that disconnected from previous games.
Yeah, but
Silent Hill 2 have...
It's not developed by Konami anymore.
I know, publisher Konami, so anyway, fuck Konami.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But what they want to do, Konami, wait, that was also in here. They want to make something again because apparently they don't have money.
Oh yeah, but also about remake of Silent Hill 2. I have some slight suspicions that some aspects of Silent Hill 2 will be muted or censored because Silent Hill 2 had strong sexual vibe in it.
Yeah, some stuff you just cannot do these days anymore. So yeah, some things might change, like the way some models look, for example. Yeah, some stuff might change, but yeah, you do have to go with the times with some things. I saw some sketches yesterday. Oh, you couldn't show them on TV these days anymore. No way. Not even that old. Just like 6-7 years or so. Kinda. Well, the comedian is a woman, but some jokes are kinda anti-female, if you want to say it like that. Kinda some stereotypical stuff at some points, and yeah, still funny, but you cannot do that anymore. Some stuff are just, well, you cannot just do that anymore. It's like,
You know, I'm looking at that opening scene from Silent Hill 2 in this remaster, and I can say that this opening scene already shit. It doesn't contain the same energy than original had. Yeah, that's the same problem that I have with remake of Resident Evil 4. Because the new direction basically killing the original mood and setting the new mood that was not intended for the scene. Scene used to play differently, it used to set a completely different mood. But now it's saying not uncanny valley feeling, but now we're setting James as not reliable protagonist, not reliable storyteller. At first it was uncanny valley feeling how he just staring with empty gaze into his reflection, and now he is coming with shaky hands and whatnot. James completely ruined by this introduction.
Yeah, I know what you mean, and I kinda... let me see if that's... yeah, you do... I mean, more with old games, you do have your... how do you say? Well, you do know how the character looks, so you kinda have your picture in your head, how that person would look in real life or whatever. So you kinda have some expectations of how that character should look to be true to the original. Outcast is a game that was remastered, remade, enhanced, whatever over the years. And
A new one?
yeah, there's a new one coming.
Okay.
Well, that's in the making for quite a while already. That's not a problem. I'm fine with that because well, everybody was waiting for decades for continuation of the story. I cannot show you. I tried the demo and obviously I had to look in the camera because that's what you also could do back in the day. Holy shit, that character is so far from what I expected the face to look like. I might skip the game just because the character is not looking like I want him to look. He does have the same clothing and everything and kinda look, but he looks way too different. Which reminds me of Last of Us. I saw comparison pictures of the original and the remaster. Oh my god, the dude looks shit in the remaster compared to the old one. He looked so much better in the original one. The remaster no, it looks completely different. It's a different person. And that's something I don't know why. I mean, if a story or if a game is based on one main character, another good example is Max Payne 3. Holy shit!
Oh yeah,
That's
transition from Max Payne 1 to Max Payne 2 seems nice, but transition from Max Payne 2 to Max Payne 3, oh.
It's the furthest a game character is from the original that I've ever seen. This picture fits better, but I also think that's from the mod actually. there's a mod that adds the original what's his name? Sam Lake, one of the original developers from Max Payne. His face is the Max Payne face. And you can get it. I didn't continue with Max Payne because nothing says Max Payne than the title to me when playing it. So I only have less than 2 hours. But then they released that mod. Now I'm gonna play it because now he looks like Max. He looks exactly like you would expect Max Payne to look in a new Unreal Engine game. Really, really nice. Really nice. So, yeah, no. Whatever that is, whoever that's supposed to be, I don't fucking know. They could have sold that game with any title. I think they just said, yeah, okay, let's just put Max Payne on it so it sells better. But yeah, that's no Max Payne for me. Only with the mod.
Yeah, same thing.
Only with the mod.
Specifically with that bald head and this beard.
Well, I can understand that. That's explained through the story. Okay, I can get that. But
okay, maybe if it's explained to the story, but having this as in the promo material is a big freaking mistake.
Changing everything is just too much, you know?
Yeah.
Change the look, keep the jacket and the open shirt. Or, I don't know, keep the look, change the clothing. Okay, but changing everything, well, you just basically did a Tomb Raider reboot.
Yeah.
So, but then you don't have to name it 3. Then name it Max Payne New or New Max or whatever. Don't continue with the numbers if the game is completely different than
Or just name it Pain or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But a remaster, or no, not a remaster, but a remake of the original 2 Max Payne, that would also be nice. An Unreal Engine with everything from back then, with the screaming baby horror sequence and everything. That would be...
If a developer would remake a horror sequence of Max Payne with new technologies, I guess game might get AO rating.
Yeah, it should have maybe a little tip to visit the bathroom before playing that sequence or something. Well, I'm not somebody who gets scared or anything, but it's a creepy sequence. I mean, all the bloody footsteps and...
Well, talking about creepy sequences, I recently replayed Metal Gear Solid 5 from the start.
Mhm.
And when I did it, the opening scene alone, well, it looked much more creepier than back then when I played it for the first time. I think that's because some games toned down the violence and whatnot depicted in them. And when I saw a lot of executions in that hospital in Metal Gear Solid 5, that scene was much more darker than I expected it to be, judging by my own memories.
Did you play it? Was it always on PC or did you play it first on console back then?
I didn't have console.
Okay, so yeah, still the same game. Okay.
Yeah, it just basically I didn't play that much military shooters after that. So yeah, I basically get a bit deaf when it comes to violence depicted in this type of games. So when I returned to Metal Gear Solid 5, it was a bit darker than I expected.
Yeah, it's also a game I should maybe try again. I don't know. I played it, but oh, there's Cutter. Look at that shit face. I mean,
Ouch.
right? I mean, you remember how he looks. I mean, I get it. He's maybe older. Okay, yeah, but who is that? Is that Cutter's dad or something?
Even in Duke Nukem Forever, Duke looks like Duke.
Exactly. However they messed up that fucking game, they stayed true to the fucking main character. It's, another time when they completely shit on the original was when Michael Bay fucked over Teenage Mutant Ninja, whatever that bullshit, Teenage Mutant Lizards or I don't know what that's supposed to be. Yeah, sure, they look like...
He was just a producer.
They look like realistic turtles, but nobody fucking cares for realism in the fucking turtles. We want comic turtles. Those are the turtles.
Nobody cares also about realism in Transformers, but we still get pile of junks on our screens for all of the movies.
Well, you do have to mechanize them, so... To be honest, they're not all good, but I personally did get everything out of Transformers that I was waiting for as a small boy. Because we had, Optimus Prime with like 20 different pieces and but that's not how that would work in reality.
We're talking about freaking sentient piles of junk from space.
That doesn't matter. It matters if you want to transform something in something different. You cannot just do it with 3 or 4 moves. So what they show in the movie is what I would expect to happen if a robot turns into a vehicle, jet, whatever. So,
okay, fair, but it still looked like a junk. And don't forget that we had High Moon games, Cybertron Trilogy, but we forget about the last one and remember about first 2 games. They basically did the same thing, making it more realistic, but still they looked more like G1.
see, the thing is, I never cared for the animated show for Transformers, and I really don't care for the games. I don't know why. The show, the animated show, wasn't really big here back then. I don't remember it. And it was the toys. For us, it was the toys. We saw robots that could transform into something else. That was cool back then. I didn't know or care where it came from. And Beast Wars, or what it was called, the Dino Transformer bullshit. Yeah, I saw a few episodes. That was also shit. For some
I
stuff,
watched the full run of Beast Wars.
yeah. Oh no, that was just, I don't know.
Did you watch it? Yeah.
I also never watched Power Rangers. The cringe is oozing out of the TV when I see shit like that. I did watch anime and stuff like that, but well, different ones, not that shit. And then for some stuff, I was just too old at some point.
Well, yeah, I watched Power Rangers. I think I watched till Power Ranger in Space.
I did watch the original old school 60s Batman, but Power Rangers to me still looked exactly like that old shit. So it was just
Batman was already too old for me.
Yeah, it was just meh. Was just not for me. Power Rangers. There were similar shows here. What was that dude's name? Was it Captain Powers or something? Some shit like that. Was also with some special armor and stuff. I think it was Captain Powers. I'm not sure. It was around that time with G.I. Joe and Mask and all those toys.
Okay, I googled Captain Powers. You might be right about that.
Send me a link. I can tell you right from the dude when I see him if that's it. He had some weird helmets.
Yay!
It was cheesy and kinda cringe too, but it was its own thing, you know. And it was not Japanese based, so it wasn't that over top with some stuff. So yeah. But for me, I don't know if I'm interested in Outcast, in the new one.
For me, get into Outcast, it's basically involving a lot of catching up. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to it.
This dude is already modernized. Looks a bit different than the original, but closer to it. So they should have gone with that look. He looks much closer to the original, but modernized. That's kind of hard to get reshot.
Yeah, because of me. Well, anyway, we basically got the point with Sind and feeling that can be ruined just by having a wrong protagonist on or depicting the scene in the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the same with RoboCop, for example. RoboCop 3 failed so hard, not just because it was a shit movie, but there is no valor in it. If there is if they produce Wolverine movies in 10 years and don't get an actor that is close to Hugh Jackman, it will fail. It will just fail.
Oh yeah, that was sure. Hugh Jackman with his haircut and
for some characters in movies or whatever, you just have to wait for a few decades so it gets out of your mind, because
and with Wolverine it might be a bit harder because even in comic books Wolverine Hugh Jackman look like Wolverine from comic books.
Yeah, he's
basically the perfect cast.
Yeah. Also the body. His muscles look so it's insanely good when he's pumped up. Yeah, you look at him, you saw him once at Wolverine, you cannot unsee it. He is just Wolverine.
Yeah. And it was like well, I don't like that Magneto. Okay, Charles looking good. Well, look at that guy. That's Wolverine for sure, without questions.
Yeah, the thing is, there was no other Wolverine in the past, I think. I think there was one in the 70s or so, I'm not sure, in another movie. But you had several...
There was any other movies about X-Men?
Not X-Men directly, but I'm not. Omega, are you still around? Omega, Omega knows. If I want to know anything related to comics, that's my source. Omega, help us out here. You're the mastermind when it comes to comics here. The thing is, you had Spider-Man movies in the 70s, then you didn't have any for decades. You had Superman movies in the 70s and the 80s, then you didn't have some for decades. You had Batman in the 60s, then you didn't have them until 89 or so. Yeah, you still had Adam West in your mind, but Keaton was just the new version of Batman, whatever. New style, new era, whatever.
Yeah, and then animated series came out.
So for Batman, it doesn't matter too much. When it comes to Joker, there are two Jokers that there will not be better Jokers than those two in the next few decades. And that's Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Nah, was not a bad movie, but nah, that's not a Joker for me. Sorry.
Okay, fair. It's not a bad movie, but depiction of the Joker not as you expect it to be.
Yeah, he's not true to the comics. He's a Joker of reality. So, and he's also...
okay, if we take it like that, yeah, he's not a bad Joker, but it's not a Joker that you expect as super villain.
Yeah, he's a psycho who just... Well, he goes nuts and lives it out. The original Joker
and you
mad.
don't see him as what the Joker name from Dark Knight trilogy?
What do you mean? What's his name?
Actor's name.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah. No. Dark Knight trilogy from the movies.
That Joker, Heath Ledger.
Yeah. Basically, Joaquin Phoenix, not like Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger looked like as a guy who could organize a bunch of criminals to be under him. Phoenix looks like he can organize the crime, but not have an organized crime group.
I mean, Phoenix was a good mix between Nicholson and Ledger. He's kinda in between. Ledger was also more based on reality. A psycho that just went nuts and is completely crazy.
It's a different type of psycho, let's be honest.
You don't know what he's doing in the next second. Doesn't matter what mood he's in, you don't fucking know if he's gonna kill you and smile in your face. the Nicholson Joker is the Joker who got mad with the acid and whatnot and his deformation of his face and everything. The Ledger deformation was done by his dad. It was not an accident. It was.
And let's talk about that deformation done by his dad. He basically making up the story several times in the movie. Sometimes from his dad, sometimes he got them himself. So he doesn't tell completely true. That Joker is basically like loose cannon.
I have to watch it again. I just remember that he has that black guy in his arm with the knife on the side. And then my dad said, "Why are you so serious?"
He also holding the woman in the same way, putting the knife in her mouth saying that he did this to himself.
Ah, yeah, I remember that scene, but not what he said. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. Well, those two are definitely nuts, crazy, whatnot. And Phoenix, yeah, he's nuts, and but he can fight. He can't do shit basically. He's a psycho.
Yeah, he's psycho, but he is psycho that more in control of his emotions.
Yeah.
Let's just say that Joker...
Until a certain point.
Yeah, Joker of Joaquin Phoenix planned to kill the reporter that who made fun of him. He wasn't like Heath Ledger, who basically would see him and be like, "Boom."
Yeah, true. I think the Phoenix one needs to be seen as its own character outside of the whole Batman stuff.
Because let's look at this like that. If we mix Ledger and Phoenix, we get Joker performed by Hamill. Yeah. So they basically three different Jokers that still Jokers.
The Hamill one from the game trilogy is more like the Nicholson meets Ledger version to me. The Phoenix Joker doesn't fit in a superhero or supervillain universe for me.
Yeah, that's true. But he still can plan and plan in advice.
Yeah, true. But Phoenix one is somebody I would expect now in the times that we have now. The Phoenix one is a bit like the one dude that went into the Congress building on January 6th with his bull fur and bull horn.
That dude with the hat.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. That dude was completely nuts. He had his painting and everything. And the Phoenix Joker is a bit like that dude, He doesn't like what society sees in him and everything. So it's a good movie. I think there is another one coming up with him. I'm not sure. Maybe...
There's supposed to be another one, but what type of production it is, I have no idea.
Although I personally, I would just keep it as it is, and end it right there. It's good as it is. If they try to make a Batman Joker movie out of it, I don't think that's gonna work.
Well, I don't think that it's going to be directly Batman as it is, because DC Universe already in a shit state, and we don't have a Batman right now, basically.
Yeah, we had one, sure, not too long ago.
Yeah, Ben Affleck, and Ben Affleck is fired from being Batman.
Did you miss the last Batman that came out a few years ago?
You mean that Amok boy? No. Fuck that Batman.
That's a pretty good one, actually. That's a really good one. I just watched it again. It's a pretty good one. And it's also pretty realistic. More
I
based on
can't
reality.
see that crying boy as Batman for several reasons, starting from how he treats Alfred, and ending with sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
Yeah, I never watched Twilight, so I don't fucking care. I don't
I
see.
didn't watch it as well. I just know that he's a sparkling vampire.
I didn't even realize until I read more about Batman, and I was like, what? Really? That's that guy? Okay. Nah, but he fits in that version of the Batman. He fits pretty well. So, and I like that you finally didn't see another one version of how his parents get killed. Seriously, if I see that sequence again in another movie, I go out of the movie. Seriously.
Oh yeah, that's
We've
basically
seen it
that scene is overused.
Yeah, that's way overused. I was so happy that they did not put that scene in it. Sure, they talk about it. Yeah, you have to, but that's enough. And there's one sequence in that movie. Holy shit, that's so epic. I want to have that car. There's a sequence where he starts his fucking car, and if you would be in the same situation that all those guys who got their ass kicked by him right now see and hear that car, if you don't shit and pee your pants right there, something's wrong with you. Seriously. That sound that car makes is just out of this world. With my sound system now. Oh my god. Seriously, I had to turn down my subwoofer and bass because I don't know what motor they have in there. It's like a jet engine V12 or I don't know what the fuck that motor is. It's not a car that's realistic. So, or that's not a car that's, well, it was made for the movie. I think it was based on a Mustang or something like that. Insane car. The most ugliest bad car of all times. It doesn't say Batman at all. With nothing. I'm not sure if there's even a logo on it, on the wheels or anything. Nothing says less Batman than that bad car. Seriously. They released it from Lego. You could just put any name on it. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it looks like
Oh, yeah, okay. I googled it.
it looks just insane. It is just next level. And the cool thing is that all the bad cars are real cars that drive. And I just saw a video about the original 89 Batmobile. You could buy that if you could pay it. But yeah, that's the cool thing. It has a real jet engine in it. A working jet engine. And the Prowler for the Dark Knight series, that is also a real thing that drives. So I think that's based on an experimental military thing. And I saw something about special effects when it comes to, we didn't use CGI in movies and stuff. And how many practical effects they used in Dark Knight and what they did with CGI and stuff. So they have that sequence where that jet from him is kind of flying through the streets and following bad guys. And I saw a sequence. They did one sequence with a real life full size model on a crane or something flying over that corner and following up. And then I did it with CGI. Yeah, some stuff you cannot do in reality because, well, that thing isn't flying on its own. So yeah, you cannot recreate it without CGI. So.
Yeah, that's why it's suspension of disbelief.
And same with Top Gun. They did fly everything, but they had to replace the planes with F-15s and everything because there is no F-15 flying anymore. There are out of commission or something like that. So they couldn't have F-15s for the movie to fly. So they had to use, I think, F-14 or something. So they did had all those flying sequences filmed and everything, but they do replace them with CGI planes because they couldn't do it any other way. So yeah, there is CGI, a lot of CGI in Top Gun. So they promoted it with, there is no CGI in here. Yeah, you cannot see it, but sadly there is. There is basically no movie without CGI these days anymore. I was looking for a game that doesn't even have a Steam page yet, which is kinda interesting. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. And John Carpenter sounds pretty interesting. It's a bit cheesy, a bit trashy. What? Do you find it?
I think skip.
Yeah?
Epic.
Oh, Epic exclusive?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you!
And for me, this game is unavailable anyway.
Alright. Well, anyway, it's about an evil god, blah blah blah, and it's a 4-player co-op game. Okay, well, since we don't have a Steam page and Epic, fuck Epic. Okay, what else do we have? Another game that I'm looking forward to, which was delayed for about a year. But that's supposed to come out. Well, here it says, third quarter, so summer.
Yeah, Flintlock, I remember this game.
Yeah, summer this year.
Ain't it supposed to be released in the last year?
Yeah, it was supposed to be released last year around Forspoken, that shit game from Square Enix. I don't know.
Game that died already.
Yeah, nobody's talking about it. I mean, it died right when it came out. After a few weeks, it was just gone.
Yeah, and then DLC came out and then died again.
Yeah, I mean, the performance was just shit. It was one of the worst performing demos I played in my life. If you have a demo, you need to make sure it runs smooth as butter. Reduce internal shit so nobody knows that it's lower resolution or whatever. But if you release a demo of an €80 game, the most expensive game ever released to this day, as a base game, as far as I know, you need to make sure the demo pulls in players. What it did to me was just making sure that I was 100% completely right that it's trash. It was running like shit. It didn't look good. It was boring. There's no reason to pay €80 for that game. Absolutely no. I would pay 200 for Avatar compared to Forspoken's 80. That's how shit that game is. I will never get Forspoken. If somebody needs to gift it to me, okay. But if that's not in a bundle, I will not touch that garbage. Seriously, there's nothing that makes sense. The story makes no sense. The main character is shit. Don't get me wrong. It's just a plain, your next neighbor daughter female. Nothing special about her. Zero. Flintlock, on the other hand, and people in the forum are like, oh, what's that character and stuff? She doesn't look good. Hey, a female warrior doesn't need to look good. She needs to be badass. And if she looks badass, that's fine with me. It's not a fucking model, because if it looks like a model, I wouldn't believe it. So...
Well, anyway, we're going to be judging this game basically when it will be released.
Yeah, but people are in the forums obviously like, there's traversal lag and blah 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 in the trailer. I just read that yesterday or so, and I had to reply, hey, dude, that trailer is like over a year old. Not that they just released a new trailer a week ago. Literally a week ago, they released a new gameplay trailer. And that dude posts in the announcement from last year, January or February or something. So, yeah, it looks much better in my opinion than Forspoken. There's action that looks like fun. And, oh yeah, I know what they meant. That's a slow-mo effect when hitting the enemy with your last hit. Oh my god. Why are people so stupid these days? What are they doing? Do they smack their head into the wall when they get up in the morning? Or why do people get so stupid today? Why are so many morons out in the open? It's insane. Back in the day, those people would have ended in a mental asylum, not out in the open, in forums and as YouTubers and whatnot. I mean, holy fuck! I get too old for this shit. I reached that point where I get too old for some shit. I don't understand some stuff anymore. And it's not like I'm too far away from that. Why? It makes no sense. So yeah, this looks like fun action gameplay. So, and what I really like about the game, you have a badass pet that obliterates enemies. It looks
For
cute.
me, it's going to be all related to gameplay, specifically how game mechanics work together and how fluid character movement is. If it's going to be bad, well, no matter what, for me, this game would be ruined.
What I can see from this trailer, from this new gameplay trailer that I never watched before. You can combine with your pet for movement. Okay, that's new. I did not know that. Oh, that makes it even cooler now. Yeah, fuck Forspoken. And people said, this is copying Forspoken. There's nothing in this game that has to do with Forspoken besides being a third-person game where you have action sequences.
Action game with female protagonist when you have action sequences. It's already 3 out of 3.
Yeah, and we didn't had where's it? Horizon Forbidden West. We didn't had Beyond Good and Evil. We didn't had a ton of other games before. So what game is Forspoken copying? Huh. Well, anyway.
It's from Brooklyn, yo!
Yeah. Now, I'm really looking forward to this game. And I really admire developers who say, nah, the game is not in the quality that we want. We push it another year. Like, the other game, Stalker. Stalker's supposed to come out this year.
Stalker was already delayed 4 times. This year will be another year of delay of Stalker.
It had a release date of April 2023.
How much? Oh, 59.
Yeah, regular price. So yeah, now they have another date. Again, 1.5 years after the last date.
You know what's irony is? Developer went bankrupt.
What?
Studio was sold to another owner.
No shit.
Yes.
When did that happen?
Last year.
Okay, that explains.
No. Either this year, in the January of this year, or December the last year, because there was interview with ex-head of the studio, and I remember this interview because people tried to take interview in Ukrainian language, but he was like, "Speak with me in Russian. I don't get you. I don't understand you."
Oh my god. But good that they talk about the soundtrack in an announcement. What the fuck? So GSC is no more. Okay.
GSC is still called GLC,
Yeah, but
GSC, but now the owner is the guy related to gambling business in Ukraine.
oh, okay. Yeah, so they just bought the name and the game, and whatever they release will be. Just forget it. It's just
If they release.
Just forget it. What the fuck? Why is that? I mean, yeah, I understand why they don't talk about it, but why is that not out in the open? That's the first time that I heard about it.
It's basically known by Russians, and that's it.
Wow. And there's nothing in here either.
Game basically already dead before it was released.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna play it. Day one. It's gonna get on Game Pass. I don't fucking care.
No, I might
it.
play it as well if it's going to get on Game Pass. But yeah, I don't think it will be released this year as well. It will be delayed again.
If they changed, well, it's the thing. Are the original developers, have they been in the purchase, or did they just?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
full studio purchase with whoever is still working on this game.
Okay. Well, then we will see. I mean, maybe the CEO who owns it now is more realistic than the one before, because whoever planned in GSC doesn't have any idea about planning anything, because nothing they did was released on time. Nothing. First Stalker was delayed like 3 years? 2 or 3 years?
4.
4! I mean,
4
come
or
on.
5 years.
And then it wasn't...
include complete overhaul of the project.
Yeah, and then it wasn't really... Then it wasn't... Well, it wasn't a bad game, but compared to the other games that were out...
It still became called classic here.
Yeah, I mean, here too, because it did a lot of things different than the other games that you had at that time. It was much harsher. It was a real RPG, so you were not like, oh yeah, I'm going over there because it's open world. Yeah, just go. No, you don't. You fucking don't. There will be something there. A dog, an anomaly, a bandit. No, you don't go over there. You should learn stuff. That's a real RPG. It felt like a shooter version of Gothic. So yeah, it felt like a real RPG.
I get what you're talking about.
But the problem that Stalker had, it was delayed so much and still didn't get half of what they promised. There were no drivable cars. There were a bunch of enemies shown beforehand that have not been in the game. There is a total conversion that adds all those alpha gameplay things back to the game. So there's a mod.
You know what irony is as well?
Stalker
2 basically was released December 21, 2023. Russian community released True Stalker. It is a total conversion of 3 games with its own story.
Okay.
And it's made in new engine, Open X-Ray.
Okay, that's cool. Send me a link.
Okay, I'll try to do that. I think it have English installation, but
that would have been my next question when I thought, oh wait, you said it's from Russia. Is there English in the game?
I think there was an English installation, but the problem is when you should download it in Russia.
Yeah, well, I have no problem with installation. I can install. I can go through an installer in any language. I installed so many stuff. I know what to click. But if I play a game and I see only Russian in conversations, I'm lost. I don't mind signs. Yeah, please put Russian signs there because it's in Russia. But yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think the when it comes to that community wise, I mean it was the first international game from Russia, I think. Or
Ukraine, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah, Ukraine. Sorry. For us Westerners, from the border over there, it's Russia. I know there's more now, but I grew up with the Soviet Union, so it was the USSR from there over there. So I'm old, sorry. But yeah, I know it's not all Russia now, but for us over here, the term for that area is Russia. So I know it's wrong. Now we know it even more because, yeah, Russia wants to get somebody there. Never mind. But it was the first game that I remember that had international success.
It did?
From the East. Oh, yeah. Stalker. Yeah, Stalker is internationally known. I wouldn't know another game from Ukraine or Russia. I mean, today, different with Atomic Heart and all other stuff. But back then, I think there was no other game from there. I saw console games and stuff like that and homebrews, yeah. But official games that were sold internationally, I think Stalker was the first. I could be wrong.
I think there was King's Bounty 2. And I'm not talking about 3D releases after Heroes 5, but I'm talking about a way back original King's Bounty 2.
Yeah, but I think King's Bounty is still more niche and less known than Stalker.
Okay, fair.
So if you ask an American about Stalker, they will definitely know it. King's Bounty, I'm not so sure. So I think I read something about it back then. But yeah. Not sure what's going on with well, now I don't know at all. But if the original developers still work on it and they just got money from a new CEO and stuff, yeah, we will see. Okay. All right.
They're still banning people who trying to ask about gameplay, and a rich Ukrainian developer trying to basically kill all Russian modding community for Stalker. So True Stalker was released against will of original developer. They actively tried to kill all the links.
Yeah, I understand that. That's like Nintendo going against Nintendo game related mods for games and stuff. That's also why that Pokemon mod for Pal World was changed again to not even called Pokemon, which was already stupid. But it's now a collectible pet mod or some bullshit. They still, if you see those characters, you do know what they're based on, like Pikachu and whatnot. But it's not that obvious anymore, so Nintendo cannot do shit against that. So yeah, it's you have to be careful with stuff like that. So I understand if the original developer doesn't want something like the real Stalker mod or something. Well, I totally understand that. I heard something about a new Fallout Vegas something, but there might be rumors. But I was kind of surprised to see that Obsidian Entertainment is not working on a Fallout game. I was really surprised because after the Outer Worlds...
Actually, what the heck Obsidian doing for Microsoft?
Well, their next game will be Avowed. I'm not sure if they have a... Oh yeah, they have a Steam page. This is their next game, and I'm this is what they're doing for Xbox, since you asked me. I was kinda hoping or expecting to hear something like, oh yeah, by the way...
Wait a second, I saw New Vegas Armor. Oh, it's Obsidian. Okay, I get why there is there.
Yeah. What was that? 20 years in what?
20 years of Obsidian.
20 years of making your worlds your way. Okay, yeah, I didn't read that thing below. Okay. Wait, would audio actually work in the stream? No, it's not picking up. So yeah, I was kind of surprised to see a fantasy-related game from them after they did the Outer Worlds. I was really surprised. I was like, what? Wait, what?
They still made Pillars of Eternity, so it's not like they don't know how to make a fantasy game.
That's not what I meant. The last game they did was a sci-fi space game. So I was kind of expecting something more endgame or shooter-like, and not again a fantasy game. I don't mind. I know they can do it, but I was kind of surprised to see yet another fantasy game and not...
I saw two flintlock pistolets, two flintlock guns, so who knows what they going for.
Yeah, I saw that as well. It's a bit like Flintlock. Flintlock is also a mix between melee and magic, and also normal projectile weapons.
I have strong Dark Messiah vibes from this one.
I also get a bit of Daikatana vibes from it. It looks like it's kinda in a few different eras or something. That actually gives me Daikatana vibes. It definitely looks good.
No, well, yeah.
It definitely looks good. And it comes from a developer that is known for good games. So
yeah, even bug-infested New Vegas was a good game.
Well, New Vegas is seen as the best Fallout game ever made, so I never played it.
but not technically.
Not technically, but from an RPG and a game-wise, yeah. I mean, the bugs, we know all the spinning around heads and shit like that. That was also the reason why I didn't even start it back then. It was so bugged, I was like, sorry. If I play an RPG, it's not like I forget that I'm sitting in my room, but if a head turns around 360 degrees, that just kills the immersion too much for me. I do have limits. It's also the reason why I will never play Elden Ring or Souls-like games online, because everybody can post their stupid bullshit messages. You have blood splatter where idiots die and all that kind of shit. I don't want to see that. I mean, if I go in the forest, I don't fucking see where somebody was murdered in the Second World War, and there have been people murdered in the Second World War. I guess there was a airfield here, like a kilometer or so away from my home, where I live. There was a Nazi airstrip in the forest. Well, there was a forest back then, I think. So, yeah. Anyway.
We need to play, what was that? Seamless co-op for Elden Ring.
Yeah, I know, that's a thing. But I don't mind. I don't need it, really. I mean, yeah, it would be helpful in some fights, I guess, but I think it weighs more if you can say, I finished Elden Ring alone.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's basically the same thing with easy mode. When people saying I beat From Software game with easy mode, I would be like, nah, you saw the game from Software, you didn't finish it.
Yeah, you saw it. You might gone through it, but you did not play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much that. Yeah. That is also in my list here. Another game I'm looking forward to, and I need to finish the first one.
Oh yeah, Senua.
Oh my god, that game! This game. This is next level quality of NPC characters. That's the most realistic representation of a human in a game to this day, and I think the next game might be from Kojima, because he is also insane when it comes to the NPCs and the player characters.
Hey, 11 years ago they released DMC Devil May Cry.
Yeah. Also a game I still need to get. But
this developer was 11 years ago was hated back to hell.
Ooh. Ninja Theory?
Yeah. For DMC Devil May Cry.
Okay. Yeah, they also got some hate for Ninja Gaiden. Which is kind of interesting that if you know all the other games they did and then you see this, it's so weird because, I mean, this is a really, really good game. I mean, okay, that's a new one, I don't know about that, but Senua's Sacrifice? I might have to restart it because at the point where I stopped the game, I have no idea what to do there. I have absolutely no clue. But this is the closest we are to absolute photorealism. When it comes to the character, this is insane. This is what I want to play in the next few years.
Yeah, and we're getting closer and closer to Uncanny Valley.
Yeah. I mean, there are shots where you cannot say if it is CGI or the actress. The actress looks exactly like that. And when they did that live demo for Unreal, it's insane.
Oh yeah, we saw it on the stream with Game Awards.
Yeah, when she's talking and making her mimics, and then they just put it on the face of Senua, and it's just the same. Oh, let's put it on another character. Unreal is the shit. I mean, I don't know any other engine that can even get halfway as close to Unreal Engine. Yes, a Unity engine looks really good. Yes, id Tech engine looks really good. But Epic, you don't need anything else anymore. You can produce full movies, not just short movies. No. Want to produce a 3-hour cinema movie that you can release? Get Unreal Engine. You can do everything in it. If you're on a low budget, you can produce a multi-million movie with Unreal, with the free Unreal editor. It's insane. You have animation in it. You can. I just saw how they built audio in it. In Unreal Engine, you build everything, or you can build everything with visual code. So you don't have to type code, you take code blocks and you connect them with each other and they work together. It's called blueprints. It's insane. You can make complete music just with those blocks. You change the delays, the echo, and whatever. You don't even need a fucking music program. If you know how to produce music in a regular program, you just need Unreal, because you can do so much shit in it. It's absolutely insane. You needed Blender until now. You have a 3D modeling program integrated in the editor now. It's not on the same level as Blender, but it gets there. And it's easier to handle. It's insane. I think that, let's say maybe 2026. If a developer doesn't give a shit about old tech and supports the newest technology, we will definitely be able to play 100% photorealistic games in the next 2 years.
We still have unavailable. Technology is still way too expensive for most people to transfer.
That doesn't matter. I don't care about plebs. But the next, let's say, RTX 6090, the top-notch Gen 6 graphics card, will be able to have playable frames in the highest quality, and you will not be able to say if it's real or if it's a game. If you stop playing and take a screenshot, right now, there are games already where you cannot say if it's real or a game. In some cutscenes with game engine cutscenes and stuff, it's crazy. Even in a game like Avatar, which is not that extreme high, like Unreal Engine, it is really, really awesome quality-wise. But even there, I have spots or areas where you cannot say if it is a fucking photo or a game. And I only have a 4070, so we already have photorealism now. In 2 years from now, we will all have 16 core or 32 core CPUs that will be normal. I guess 16 core will be the standard. Not just the GPUs are the problem. A thing that is a problem for photorealism is physics. Because you can make realistic looking water already, just not in real time. In real time, yeah, you can do it, but it's still not close enough. The problem is, if you have to calculate every drop and the physical connections to the next drop, well, it gets insane. So you have to tone it down to an area, and that's when water on PC looks like more viscose, like glue, or not as thin as water. It gets closer and closer, and I saw a plugin cost like $400 or so for Unreal. I mean, it's still far away from reality, but already close enough to just start the water at the top of a mountain, and it flows down realistically, builds ponds. You just build your world, and then you say, okay, there could be a river here. And whatever that river would do in reality happens in the engine in real time. And then you can just watch. You can drop stuff in it. It floats down. So, physics simulation, that's the thing that keeps us away from photorealism at the moment. Because you do have to render the physics from stuff as well. Well, and ray tracing. Ray tracing is where we need the next gen graphics cards to be able to play that in ray tracing, because without ray tracing, there's no photorealism. That's what we need, ray tracing. So yeah. So this game comes out,
more games in the list.
Yeah, we are getting to the end because the list is definitely too long. But we need stuff for the next week as well, not next week, for the next stream.
Before that, open this link.
To show it on the stream or to...
Yeah, to show it on the stream.
Wait, then I have to... then I have to do it here. Which one?
First one. Second one is just for the context and for me to remember how it named in English. Wait, what? It translated?
Yeah. Sure.
They translated that shit store into another language?
That's my PC. My PC says, language. No, I don't understand. I don't understand. What is language? You have that in Google and whatnot. So that's in Firefox.
I can see that the name already completely different.
Is that supposed to be the game name?
No.
Wait a second.
It's supposed to be named Smuta.
Yeah. Wait, I opened it here. Yeah, even on my stream PC, it does translate it. So yeah, I would have to deactivate it so it doesn't translate it. It doesn't open the trailer. That's stupid. But that might also be that browser, because that browser is a bit weird.
Yeah, see that planet right next to the profile picture up there in the top bar next to the profile is the planet. Click on it. It's
the language.
Yeah. It does. It did translate. That's why you have a different name.
So that should be the smutter?
Yeah.
That translates it at numbers? What the fuck?
Because you can open the Wikipedia link that I sent it, and you can see that it's basically 1613 when it happened.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, they basically named it after the name period, after the year when it happened.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think trailer is blocked because of the
IP.
Yeah.
I guess.
Try to scroll a bit down. There's supposed to be a GIF with with gameplay.
Looks good.
So yeah, this is the game that funded by the government. Development started last year. It was supposed to be released in February the 2nd, but right now it delayed to basically to 1 more month from now on.
They started with that game last year?
Yes.
What the fuck?
I'll tell you even more. They went total radio silence for 2 months before government was like, what the heck are you doing?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know much about the game or anything, but I mean,
scroll a bit up and you'll see a fighting scene.
No, that's the only thing that... Oh, here. this looks already better than a lot of games in development for years.
They basically saying that their main inspiration is Diablo and what was the second game? Well, I do remember that they told that Diablo is one of the inspirations. Oh,
Diablo?
and Souls-like.
How is Diablo? But loot-wise and stuff, because gameplay is nothing about Diablo.
Yeah, loot-wise.
Okay. Because otherwise I see nothing about Diablo in here. But if that game is in development for less than a year, holy shit. I mean, that's...
And see the price?
Level.
That's 16 euros. It's basically our price as well.
Yeah, well, I guess the price is not translated. I just see what you see, I guess.
No, your price is basically 16 euros. They selling it 1-in-1.
Again, that's the price. That's your price. It's a Russian page. I don't have that price. That's a price that's just translated. That's all. I don't think that game will be sold in Germany to begin with.
Well,
So,
they have different versions of the pages for Germany and English.
that's not on Steam, right?
No, it's not on Steam. For now, it's exclusive for VK.
Yeah, then that's a store nobody in Germany knows. If you don't
the store nobody in Russia wants to as well.
Well, I do know it. Well, through you and I think through Greenlight back then or something. I don't know. I ended up one day on that page, but no, seriously, just from what I see here, looks fucking awesome. I mean, if that's
studio that making this game used to create assets for some MMOs and for hidden objects trash.
Okay.
So yeah, they created several demos for on Unity. They made several demos on Unreal Engine. So let's say that they might have something that they can integrate into this game.
Yeah, but still, I mean, this is less than a year. I mean, this is insane.
Yeah, that's why I'm and a lot of people waiting for it to flop.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean,
oh, by the way, this game studio, it's in my town.
Really?
Yeah.
Go over there. Say hello. No, seriously.
We don't know where their office is.
It shouldn't be too hard to find out. Hey, I mean, go there, say, hey, by the way, a friend of mine and I, we do streamcast. We could talk about your game and stuff, and we have an event in 3 weeks, and we could promote your game. Maybe if you have a key for a giveaway or so.
Right now, this game in the state will think about release this game in different regions via this store.
But yeah, I mean, just go over there, say, hey, hi, nice game. But nice.
Would be a shame if it will flop because of the store.
It looks interesting. It does have that Slavic look to it, which is not a thing that you really see a lot.
Yeah, and that's already not Slavic, it's already Russian look, because it's 1612 for the game. Well, so it's basically already Moscow, Russia.
I say Slavic, but yeah, well.
Yeah, we're already different from Poles at this point.
Yeah, it's, you know, again, I grew up with the USSR, with the Soviet Union. So, yeah, I know Slavic and Baltic. It's different, but well, it would be easier in German. I had more terms to say about that or talk about that in German. Wait, are we still live?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm here in my dashboard and I didn't see the freaking stream. The fuck?
I'm still on the page of the stream and we're still live.
Okay, it was my other browser. Okay. But yeah, that look and also that time is nothing that you really see a lot. And
yeah, that's true.
I'm really interested in that. So I wouldn't mind to give feedback for bugs or anything. So seriously, go over there and say, hey, hi, nice game. Do you want us to show it? Here, send...
there is a slight trouble, at least two troubles. Game at this point only in Russian. That's the first one.
Yeah.
And the second one, developer don't want to talk too much about this game. They banning everyone who asking about gameplay.
Ah. Okay. You could still say hello and say, hey, the moment you want to show it off or talk about it or have some information transported to the outside, be creative, goddammit.
Okay, I can at least send them an email or something like that.
Yeah, why not? I mean, we here in the West, we play so many similar games, and if you have a game from a time era or from another country or whatever where you don't know as much, there's so much mythological things in the East from here.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Russia, Asia, and whatnot. They have so many things like horror stories, kid stories, whatever. Boogeyman here, it's the black man here in Germany and whatnot. In Germany, it sounds different. It's not a black guy. It's a black figure. Anyway, so I'm totally happy and open for any new stories and stuff that we don't know here. So I don't even know about that historically. So it wasn't anything that we had in history class. So the combination of games and history is awesome. I love it. When I played Assassin's Creed with Venice, that was the... I have a hard time explaining that. When I went to Venice and knew all those buildings because I was climbing on them, around them, and I read about it because every time I saw a new building in Assassin's Creed, I opened that info and I read about it. What is that? What happened here? And a ton of those buildings are still in Venice. And I was there with my ex-wife and I was, well, that was built then and then. That's the reason for this. And that red tower is for the court back then. And I didn't have to go into the palazzo because, well, the line was huge. Hey, but I was in the palazzo as it used to be back in the day. And I was even on the rooftop of the palazzo where you cannot even go. So that's awesome. I love it. If they put real history into a game and don't just use it as the story and then completely wishy-washy that with all kind of shit. But if it's based on reality...
This is based on reality. It basically Polish intervention after direct line of Rurik ended and before we choose new line of emperors. Basically, it was after Rurik line stop. ruling over Russian land, and it was before Romanovs became the rulers of the Russian land.
Yeah, cool. Interesting. That's something that I wouldn't mind a TV show for. Because right now they remade something that I personally don't understand why they did it. In the, I think it was the 80s, Richard Chamberlain played in Shogun. Shogun was a movie series. I think it had like 8 parts or something. It was made for a TV movie. Really expensive, huge production. It was awesome. I loved it. They just remade that. I don't know who the main actor is. But why? They just remake the same shit they did already back then. Yeah, it's more expensive. There's CGI. They didn't have CGI. Every boat, every fight was real back then. There was no CGI. Now they have all those fancy martial arts fights. A fucking Shogun doesn't do backflips, side wheels, and whatnot. The fucking Shogun has a sword. And normally a fight is
Fucking Shogun is basically the head of the army.
Yeah. And when a Shogun needs to fight, he hits once or twice, and then the opponent is either dead or the Shogun is dead.
When Shogun is needed to fight, he basically have a line of bodyguards who be like, no, if that motherfucker will die, whole army will run away.
Yeah, so I see no point in remaking that movie that was already awesome. You can still watch that movie from the 80s because it's about a time hundreds of years ago. So it doesn't matter if you film it in 4K or 8K. It's still the same look, basically. So why? Why not make this a movie now? Nobody knows about that in the West, you know? Or some other mythological stuff, or...
I think we have several TV series based on that, but I don't think they were exported.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know that for you. It's a bit like... well, we do have stories in Germany that are known more outside now, like Krampus. Krampus is, well, it's not typically German, it's more South Germany, Austria, but you kinda know about that mythological figure. So, there are so many stories that, yeah, well, I don't know from the East. It doesn't matter if it's from your area or from Asia. You only know a little bit, and that's why always remake and refilm shit we already had. It's like there are no stories anywhere. We have stories of thousands of years from several eras and countries. Why remake shit we already had several times? I don't understand it. Just take another book that nobody knows, make something out of that, and poof, it's a hit. I mean, some woman who was broke as fuck wrote a book that was nothing new, and for some reason she became a multi-billionaire with Harry fucking Potter. A story about a kid who becomes a magician. Oh, we never had that story before. Oh, that's a completely new story. Oh, I don't fucking get it.
I found at least one TV series that was exported on the West.
What, The Witcher?
No, about our old history.
Yeah, what?
Sophia Paleolog and Ivan III. Basically, granddad of Ivan IV, who will be first Russian emperor.
Well, what I remember from the Soviet Union were those old school fantasy movies.
Oh yeah, we had those things as well.
You know, with all those really awesome clothings, the uniforms and whatnot, and um, like Cinderella stuff, you know. Although that was more, I think that was more Czechoslovakia than Russia, actually. But there were movies like that as well from there.
Yeah, there was
I don't know.
Russian kids movies that used to be exported. That I know for sure.
In the East, there was a movie scene or whatever in the 70s, the 80s. Then it kinda died, and then after the 2000s or so, I think there was what I don't remember. Um, Guardian of the Night or something. What was the name? A Russian movie with a lot of action, CGI, and
Ночной
supernatural.
дозор.
Yeah, what was the English title? Was it Guardian of the Night or something?
Night Watch.
Or
I
Night Watch.
think.
Yeah. There was a second part as well, I think.
Day Watch.
Yeah, that was a pretty awesome movie, actually. But until
Yeah.
then, there was nothing happening in the East, basically. Okay, yeah, Soviet Union broke together and stuff. That kind of explains it. Czechoslovakia isn't the same anymore, so a lot of stuff changed. Poland the same. But yeah, looking forward to something like that. Something we didn't play yet. Something we don't know for decades already. Stories that we've seen thousands of times. Another thing that could work in a game, but would offend some nation. Well, it was back in the day, so back in Transylvania, Lord Sepesh, when he was fighting against the Turks, the Turkish army. Oh, you could do a fucking violent game with that.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, he was basically defender of Orthodox faith. So for Orthodox Christians, at least from this side, he was either neutral figure or semi-positive figure.
Yeah, the religious point is also kind of weird in that case. But yeah, he kind of saved Christianity from Islam.
Yeah, specifically in the land of Transylvania and I think Bulgaria and Moldova.
Not sure Bulgaria. Don't exactly know how Romania and Transylvania looked like back then border-wise. I didn't really get too much into the history about it. I know
Well,
what.
let's just say that Vlad Tepes was the head not of Transylvania, but head of Wallachia, and Wallachia is included Transylvania in it.
Okay.
And
I
yeah,
said from the movie.
Yeah, Night Watch.
Okay. There were some epic effects in it. I remember one sequence, but I think that was from the second movie. I think they were flipping a truck or so with a trailer, right? Was it in that part?
Oh, with the trailer, I don't remember, but they flipped the truck in this one.
Yeah, okay, that was this one. Yeah, pretty awesome effects. I mean, holy shit, that's a really good movie. If I wouldn't have known that's from Russia. So yeah. But since the second part, I think there wasn't really much going on.
Well, there wasn't that much that was exporting.
Yeah, okay.
Let's say that Russian cinema born with Night Watch, and then it went into coma.
Yeah, no, that's kind of how it felt. Yeah, pretty much. It was the Renaissance. Hey, see, we can do Hollywood-style action. We are here. We are here to stay. Let's make a second
Yeah,
part and then not do anything anymore.
yeah. And when it comes to the second part, there was a time when people thought that second part would never be filmed because of the religious fanatics.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
No.
Russian Orthodox Church was against those movies.
We live in the 21st century and it's still like rock and roll is from the devil. Oh my
It
god.
was Renaissance of Russian Orthodox Church.
Oh my god, we need to get rid of fucking religion. Seriously. Religion is the... Oh my god! Seriously. Fucking religion. Seriously, it drives me nuts. But yeah, we went so over time already. Without talking about anything really. Okay, anyway, 23rd of March. Mark that in your calendar. That's in 4 weeks. We barely have dates when we do that. I mean, we do have dates like, we do it next month. But no, we have an actual date. We will start at our regular time. Lothar will stay here until he falls asleep or is too tired, and I will just go. And I think,
basically like always.
Yeah, pretty much. But I will continue afterwards. And I think I'm gonna do another one of those game ripping streams because I have a bunch of games that are really shit. I just saw a few lately when I was checking through my library, and I didn't play them yet. So I think it's gonna be a shit game stream. There will be good game giveaways. And yeah, that's pretty much about it for episode 50 and 9 years of the Digital Homicides group and 5 years of the Streamcast. Holy shit. Basically, since the end of Greenlight, we do the Streamcast. Kinda.
Yeah.
So
Uh, we just didn't know what to do with the group, and I was like, hey, let's do this thing. And somehow we're still going.
yeah, somehow. Yeah, it was kind of funny. Yeah, let's just do a few streams and talk about games, and then yeah, that's gonna be okay. Nope, still doing it. And I might not stream much games lately or in the future, but I'm definitely gonna keep this up. This is not gonna go anywhere as long as we're in contact, and as long as Twitch is there. I think we're just gonna continue with that.
We might migrate to YouTube if something happened with Twitch.
Yeah, exactly. That's something I wanted to look into anyway, to maybe multicast on Twitch and YouTube, but I have to see how I can set everything up because, well, 2 PC setup is already a bit tricky. It got more tricky on my end since I have that soundbar now. And well, we will see where it's going. So,
yep, definitely.
It's gonna stay for the time
for as
being.
long as we can.
Yeah, definitely. I don't see a reason to change much about it. Well, all right. That's that was it for number 49.5. So, thanks for hanging out with me and talking about shit.
Thanks for having me.
As always, famous last words.
Fuck Epic.
Alright, that being said, thanks Lothar for hanging out with me. You have a good night and a nice weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Now, I heard another. Yeah, I was already clicking and I heard something. No, sorry. That was right when I was clicking. What was the plan? What did you want to say? Sorry, I cut you off there. All right. Wait, sorry. All right. I might stream again later. I'm not sure yet. I have to do a few things. I got up really late. The first and the only thing I did today basically was shaving and taking a shower. So I had no food or anything. So I guess I'm gonna go offline and then go live again later. So once more, March 23rd is the Saturday ahead of our group birthday, and since we cannot do it on the birthday, because it would be just too late. Right now it's half an hour past midnight for Lothar, so if we would do that on Sunday, it would already be Monday, and he needs to work in the morning, so we don't want to do that. But hey, I'm gonna basically stream into the birthday. So yeah, there will be, like I said, giveaways and stuff, and I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if we do a main topic or maybe invite somebody to the stream. I was thinking about something, not sure about it. I was thinking about maybe bringing an indie developer or something in and talk about the issues with shit developers and all those asset flips. So I'm thinking about that. I mean, I do know a handful of developers and publishers. That could be interesting to see it from that side. I might actually watch a video about a game that I just saw lately, which talks about the gray market when it comes to Steam keys and how he basically made no money because content creators can be fucking assholes. I personally would never ever sell a key that I get from a developer. Never ever. And the only thing I do with keys, if I get more than one, they're used for giveaways, either on my channel or for charity events. And it pisses me off that there are content creators who might be bigger or smaller than me, it doesn't matter, who ask for a free key, and then they don't just be happy to have the game for free, so they saved that money. No! They sell it. So that's just shit. I mean, come on. Seriously. I mean, I do kind of support Kinguin, or I did support it until I saw that video. And I do know that some developers do sell their keys on there. They also have an indie section where you as a developer can open your own account and your own in quote store where you can sell your games for your price that you decide on Kinguin. But it's absolutely not okay if review keys get sold. I mean, there are developers who work together with some stores, but not to give their games away. The game costs $20 and you can buy it for €1. Yeah, I mean, that's not just a cheaper key. That's a key that was either stolen or a review key. So, and yes, I buy those cheap keys too. Mostly because Steam sometimes is just, in my opinion, overpriced. They had a sale lately, and come on, you assholes. Okay, I have to rant here a little bit. This game never cost 70 euros. Never. This game was released 5 years ago, where games cost 50 bucks. They started with 60. Not one fucking game cost 70 euros 5 years ago in 2019 before the pandemic. And this year, seriously, this is fraud. This is fraud. And seriously, oh my god, this pisses me off so much. They had a sale. Oh, 80% or 90% or whatnot. It was still more expensive than it was on sale back then. This is fraud. Nothing else. And seriously, this... Actually... Fraud is the right term, right? Maybe actually... Is that the right term for what I want to say? Oh, I need a bio break. So, I don't know how I managed to get 3.5 hours without going to the bathroom. I cannot do that with my own streams. It just works with Lotar. This is insane. Yeah, it's fraud. It's 100% fraud. Oh my god, this pisses me off so much. This is just not okay. This is just not okay. Okay. Yeah, I had to post it. Alright, anyway, before I pee my pants, thanks for hanging out. This was episode 49.5. Yeah, we had to trick a bit to have episode 50 for the 5-year anniversary and the 9-year birthday. Alright, thanks for hanging out, and time's not appropriate greetings, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.